Hello and welcome once again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 35 for October 7th, 2012. My name's Tony and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters Mark and Jason.
Whoopee!
I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
It's like our third restart.
Yeah, rough start for Tony today. And probably my fault as well.
And today we have a special guest. If you guys turned into the blacklist, you met him. But for those of you who did not, his name's Adam. Hi, Adam.
Good evening.
What's so black about your list?
It's like...
I'll take off my pants and show you.
No.
We'll say that for blacklist.
So what's going on, Adam?
Not much.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Adam. I play mostly MMOs and multiplayer games.
Are you doing Guild Wars?
I did do Guild Wars.
Oh, he does Guild Wars.
Did.
I'm in the same
kind
boat
of gave
right
in
now,
and
so.
went back to World of Warcraft.
Because of pandas?
For pandas.
And
I did.
Pokemon?
And pandas and
And
Pokemon in the game?
Yes.
Yeah, I love the Pokemon. The addition of Pokemon in World of Warcraft was the greatest addition since... What's something stupid WoW's put in?
Soul Shards no longer being a
Yeah.
15-minute disappearance. Would you love that?
I actually do have some panda questions for you a little later on.
I've only played it for like a week now.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's isn't only been
Their
out for
orange
a week
chicken's
and a half.
pretty good.
Nice.
You should try out the new string bean chicken. It's pretty damn good.
And that little Angus steak thing isn't too bad itself.
Oh, okay, I'll have to get on that. That's mushrooms.
It's $1 more though.
Oh,
$1 more.
Oh, that's what.
What the
but
fuck
I
are
get
we talking about now?
I get employee discounts over there.
Panda
I
Express.
think.
I hate
Panda
that
Express.
place.
The Panda by me gives me employee discounts.
It's terrible
It's
Chinese
good.
food. It really is.
No.
It's awful.
It's totally good for you.
Yeah, it's really good for you.
All right, where are we
All
going?
right.
What is it? Is it the blacklist again?
Shall we?
Forward Compatible? What are we at?
Which one is this?
Which one is this? Where are we? In my house again?
Twice.
Who is that?
We good?
Maybe. I don't know. Who wants to start?
Let's kick off the weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
You got it in one breath.
Yeah.
I did.
Yay.
All right. I actually went back to GoldenEye this week. I am currently frustrated. I'm doing the whatever hardest distance is, hardest difficulty. I'm looking at Tony pointing fingers.
I'm trying to fucking construct some shit here.
I said like difference instead of like difficulty. Okay. Anyway, so I'm really frustrated because I'm in this tank part that sucks. So I did a little bit of that. Guess what I went back to this week, guys?
Trials.
Yeah, I went back to the trials.
Didn't they have a new something?
Yeah, something of pain.
Sounds
sexy.
I saw some dude on Xbox because it was in the little main page, and he's got like a weird helmet or a weird mask on or something.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I went back to that.
How is it? What is it? DLC or an
Yeah, it's
expansion
DLC.
or an update or
Both. Kind of an expansion. They have a bunch more levels and stuff. I haven't bought it just yet. I don't think it's... Is it out yet? I think it's out in a few more weeks.
How'd you get it then?
I didn't get it. I was just saying I was on there. He's like, oh, I totally saw this person with like helmets. I mean, you can get that anyway, but...
I want some fucking helmets.
Yeah,
Fucking helmets.
Since I played last night, we did like the multiplayer interface a little bit. So like getting tracks, they have like different sections. They have like a pure trials one, pure fun. The pure fun ones are great. NHL 13, played a few games of that this week. But my number one for a month straight right now has been World of Tanks. So good. Go play.
no BL2?
What BL2? No, I didn't get the... Oh, wait. Yeah, we did play a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, me and you played.
Me and this guy over there, I forget his name. We played a little bit. I don't know, the guy, he's got a deep voice.
I respond to fuck bags.
He usually responds to fuck bag. Yeah, that guy, we played some Borderlands and blew some stuff up and
Yeah, it's
killed
good times.
Jason when he
It's
came
good
in.
times. It's good times.
I didn't play with you.
I killed your character anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
Teabagged him too, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
I had Angry Andy come in from, what was it, Bangkok? No, it was, where was he last week?
I don't remember.
Damn it,
I
wherever he
can't
was
keep up
last
with. I
week.
can't keep up with his.
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
I can't
don't
keep
know
up
where
with
it
his
was.
intricate schedule.
Yeah, whenever he was last week, he came out with Jason's character just so we can watch him die, and we just laughed. It was great.
Sweet.
He's got no money. He actually sold all his gear as well. It was great.
Actually, I gave this fucker over here like $100 grand.
It's fuck bag, please.
Fuck
I
bag.
do.
It's
and,
fuck bags.
And that money made me money. So
Yeah. Now I'm broke.
are you really? You
Yeah.
spent that $1 million?
Yeah. Fucking slot machine.
You guys don't play with me.
No, because nobody likes you. Be
You
quiet.
have to
We're not
add
to
it.
you yet.
We're not on your turn yet.
That's
You
what
wait till we point.
This is why our guests never talk.
How about you, Jason? What'd you play this week?
Borderlands 2. Same shit, different day. Grinding, doing side missions, trying to keep an active internet connection. And I actually picked up Scribblenauts.
And
Scribbles.
Scribblenauts.
that shit
Scribble
was
gets
free
up.
on PlayStation Plus a couple months ago.
Was it really?
well,
They have
I'm
a PlayStation Plus version?
playing it on my
PlayStation
phone.
version?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's just a DS game as far as I know, and then they don't want to come out for Wii.
And I'm playing it on my phone, which is like an exact port of the DS one.
Yeah,
It was like 99 cents. I was like, fuck it, I'm bored.
Bored, now you can create some stuff.
And I've been playing the creator of Angry Birds' new game, Bad Piggies.
How do you
Yeah,
like
I
it?
saw
I actually
that.
just downloaded
It's
it.
actually really cool. I'm
Because I know you
actually
have to
enjoying
like
it.
build
You build
ways.
contraptions.
Yeah, to get through the level, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just downloaded it myself this week, and I'm gonna play it sometime this
I
week.
mean, it's it's one of those little dollar games. It's fun.
It was free for me, sir.
Whatever.
Yeah, Android. has it for free.
Android's the best.
I give no fuck, sir.
What's that? Apple? You suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in. This
Can
just
we
in.
not do that when we're recording on an Apple device? We need to make sure that it doesn't get angry at us.
This just in from Steve Jobs.
Oh, there it goes.
My product sucks.
It's shutting down. Look at see what you did?
Yeah, actually, it was weird earlier. Earlier today, I put my phone down on the table. His computer just started to go to sleep.
No,
And, it was like
wouldn't turn on.
Android, no.
Yeah, it
and
would
then
not
literally
turn
he
on.
moved the phone like 3 feet over, perfectly on.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even starting up anymore, shutting down, just done.
I don't like you. Get away
Yeah,
from me.
it's scared of Android. Maybe because it's gonna throw it out of the phone market in a few decades.
In a few decades.
There's too many idiots in the world. Okay.
I
Okay.
am one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? I made money on my iPhone upgrade.
Because people are stupid.
I made money.
People are stupid. They buy 3. It's brand new. It's already 3-year-old technology. Then it's a year on top of that, so it's 4-year-old technology, and people paid you $300 for it.
Sounds just like my fucking Xbox.
Insane. It's insane.
But did it have better maps?
I don't use the fucking maps. I don't give a
he
shit.
got you. He got you with a good Apple joke. Mapple, Mapple.
Mapple?
Sorry,
That's what we're gonna call him.
there
from
was a
now
meme
on.
going around calling it Mapple sucks because it was the map and Apple.
I personally, since I know you guys are gonna bash it anyways, I've had no issues with my map. But then again, I don't really use the maps. Like I don't use my phone for turn-by-turn directions. I wouldn't use even if I had an Android. I wouldn't use it for turn-by-turn directions because I'm too busy listening to podcasts. And I kind
It
of
goes over
Like
that.
ours.
Well,
at Forward Compatible and the Blacklist. Cheap plug.
yeah.
with an Android device, the voice will actually dim down the music for a second.
I
Even
didn't say
pausing
music. I said
we're like
podcast.
music. We
I
are
don't
like music.
want
It's
to
like
be
listening to
interrupted.
Queen for an hour and a half
Ew.
to 2 hours.
Ew.
We caress your
All right,
ears.
Metallica.
Better.
Okay.
We caress. Our podcast caresses your ears with stroke after stroke of irresistible pleasure.
If I can steal
I
a line,
agree.
if I can steal a line from Kevin Smith, we fuck your ear pussies.
We do.
But I don't have your pussies.
So Adam,
You
what'd
can
you
get some. They're actually only about $20 online. eBay.
Adam, what'd you play this week?
This week I actually played, like I said, World of Warcraft, leveling up my Death Knight and my Holy Paladin. And
Do you have your monk?
oh no, I've not started a monk yet.
My buddy loves his monk. He's actually getting rid of his mains for it.
I'm iffy about the monk. Iffy. And I also was
You can
playing
handle
some
it.
Resident Evil 6.
We're going to talk about that at great lengths later. But with World at Warcraft, I was actually curious what you thought because
He
from
said World at Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, whatever, who fucking
World at
cares?
tanks.
That's what I was thinking that you were going for a second.
It's always of.
So what I've gathered so far is that I guess what are they called? The Panda race.
The
Pandarians.
Okay,
Yeah.
from what I gathered, they're just like a neutral, caught in the middle race of what's actually going on
Getting
on
boned
the,
by both sides.
on the outside war.
Yes. Pretty much what happens is the Pandarians, they're a neutral race, kind of the Alliance and the Horde kind of crash on their island. And at first, when you first make your Pandarian, they're neutral. You can't even send mail to them since they technically don't have a faction. But then later on, you actually get to choose to join Horde or Alliance. But for some reason, once you join Horde or Alliance, you can no longer talk to your Pandaren brothers. Somehow.
Do they? You have to wait for
Is
them to
that
pick a
brutal?
side, or you just can't at all?
Once you pick a side, you can't talk to. So if like me and you were playing and we started out, we could talk to each other perfectly fine and say and all that. But then if I went Horde and you went Alliance, I couldn't talk to you anymore and say.
Well, yeah,
That's
I can-
fucking weird.
That it is. I understand it. It's because how their chat system works, I believe. Because they have it like a weird code between them. So like, I always know if it's like LOL always comes out as is it Kiki? K-E-K-E or something like that. It's like a code system where it goes like that. So then when you switch sides, it does something like that. But yeah, that's stupid because you're still the same race.
Exactly.
But that's cool. I didn't know you could choose sides.
But I heard it's awesome so far. Like,
Yeah, I've heard good
from
things.
what I've heard,
I've
it's
played so far, yes.
yeah, very cool.
How's your Pokemon?
Fun. I've enjoyed it actually a little too much. It's kind of distracting me from actually leveling, going around catching little critters.
To explain that a little bit, basically with the new expansion pack, they added this. There used to be these little critters or kind of like little people would fly around. They did absolutely nothing for 7 years.
Non-combat pets.
Yeah, did absolutely nothing for 7 years. Now they added a Pokemon battle system to it, so then you can battle them.
Yeah.
They have a point, but not really a point.
Fucking Pokemon and pandas.
As for myself, I actually played a few more levels of Unit 13. I'm about 3/4 of the way through that game. I'm getting closer and closer to platinuming that bitch, and that right there, that's a man's platinum. That's no Hannah Montana where you get the platinum after 3 hours. That's a fucking man's platinum, and I'm well on my way to that shit.
So you do have the Hannah Montana.
I do not. A lot of people use that as a. It's kind of like the PlayStation's
Avatar.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of Avatar on Xbox. Yeah, it's like that one that you just use to pad your numbers. No, I do not.
I didn't. Yeah, I did that.
So when are you picking up Hannah Montana?
I'm not.
What if
I'm
I
gonna
buy it for you?
him.
If you buy it for me, I'll play through that bitch.
Yeah, Hannah.
Aside from that, I actually been on quite a bit of a Halo kick with one of my managers from my work. We played Halo 3 a bit. We played some Halo Reach. We just
I wanted to come on with you, and I was too busy.
I sent you the
I know,
text.
I was
I'm like,
too busy.
I'm like, come play Halo. And Mark's all like, I can't. I got sand in my vagina.
I need to do schoolwork. Otherwise, it's schoolwork, games, sleep, or school, or work in someplace.
You were on Netflix this week.
Well, that's totally different. That's just my background noise.
I was on Hulu.
There you go. See?
Fucking Chef Ramsay.
Oh God, that's I watched all
I've been
that.
compared to Chef Ramsay, look-wise at least.
You don't. He's got that weird thing with like right here with these two dimples, like below his lips. Have you seen it? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get those.
From frowning, like, permanently.
Just that's gotta be a thing. The Chef Ramsay dimples.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And last but not least, of course, I played some Borderlands. I played with these crazy characters and by my lonesome and other people.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
We kind of synced up a little bit.
Yeah, me and Jason played. We had like a little 6-hour outing, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's quite
I had
the
6 hours.
Knocked out a bunch of side missions and shit, even though I continued on with them after you left.
You know what's sad? I actually have been looking at my times lately since school started. I don't even get to 4 hours anymore in a week.
Pretty much my gaming day consists of Friday. That's it.
I play a little bit every day.
I tried it.
I try to get at least a half-hour gaming in every day.
Usually like Tuesday nights my day.
I play too much every day.
I wish.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. I miss those times.
I play video games and sleep, or drive out to here.
This summer. That's my next estimated time of doing stuff.
I'm like,
Actually, this winter.
I'm on this thing. I think I got this thing coming up where like, because there's these few games obviously that are still coming up that I want. But like after Christmas and before I go back to landscaping, I got like this 3-month block where I have to beat everything and try to knock out as much as I can from my backlog. Because come summer, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I know. We switch.
And the one part he leaves out is, masturbate furiously.
Furiously.
He doesn't have time for that either.
Constantly and furiously.
Yes. One hand on the controller, one hand on his ding dong.
That's why he wished that Kinect worked in the dark.
It's true.
It would make playing a lot easier.
And then I might finally
And
buy,
games would be
I
easier
might
too.
finally buy Burnout. Okay, let's move on.
All right.
News.
Sweet. No, we're gonna hold on to the news for just a second because we're gonna try something new here.
Okay, let's try something new.
Do we tie him down?
Yes,
I
he
figured-
might like it.
Yay, handcuffs!
We're just we've had guests on before, and that's awesome that people come out and chat with us. But we want to get to know the people that come on a little bit better. So we're gonna fire some questions at you. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what got you started into playing video games? What's your earliest video game memory?
My earliest video game memory is actually playing on a PS1 not Crash Bandicoot. Ratchet and Clank. I played it so much that it actually broke.
You just made a new friend.
No.
The disc melted.
Because there was no Ratchet and Clank on PS1.
Oh.
Yes, there was. Most positive.
No,
there
you
was.
cannot debate with him. Don't even
sure?
try it. It had to. Yeah.
Maybe PS2?
You were maybe thinking of Crash Bandicoot, like you originally said. Sure.
Look at how he's confused.
Not sure if real.
That's. I mean, your earliest. I mean, I know you're a couple years younger than
Do you remember
Tony
which
and I.
game it was?
No.
Are you thinking PS2? PS2, sure. It was
I
on
remember
PS2.
I had to hit a button and it opened. PS2 doesn't do that.
They did have a top loader.
Was it? Yeah, it was the top. Well,
That was the PS2 Slim though. I thought.
Yeah, but
that also. Is
Yeah, it wasn't when it was the PS2 Slim. No.
The disc tray was on the PS2.
would there be
The,
any
fat
games that
one.
were similar to Ratchet and Clank in gameplay style on the PS1 that you can think of, sir?
A third-person platforming shooter? No.
I
The
mean,
only game that came out was a sad ripoff called Ruff, R-U-F-F. They did an atrocious
mother
job
likes this.
at mimicking Insomniac's Ratchet and Clank.
No one got my Saturday
Do you not
Night
believe
Live
me?
reference.
I promise you, Adam.
That was my best Sean Connery thing. I
you
could do.
cannot debate him.
It's like one of my favorite
It
series
might
of all
have been
time.
the PS2. Then what the heck am I remembering?
Was it
That's
black?
My memories are merging together.
Sure.
Because I'm so old now.
That's excuse. Oh, you're so old.
I'm turning 23 on
23.
10 days.
It's like
Oh,
in, it's like
22-year-olds.
in dog. It's like in dog years.
So old.
It's like in dog years. Okay.
Those 22-year-olds.
He's considered-
That's when your memories start to go.
He's considered middle aged now.
What's
Anyway,
that supposed to mean?
nothing.
You calling me fat?
Yes. So literally, like your earliest video game memory is PS1.
Mm-hmm. Well, wait. Yeah. Because I ended up getting...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I ended up getting the Dreamcast and the N64 at the same time. I remember that, and they were totally outdated when I got it.
Okay.
It was an orange 360. I remember that.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Orange 360.
Sorry. N64, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
My
makes
mind
sense.
is not here at the moment.
No,
You should go find it.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Did you lose it?
Maybe.
Sweet. What's a console of choice and why?
PC at the moment, actually.
Okay.
If that counts as a console.
It does.
Mainly because I had gotten a new PC that can actually game quite nicely.
What's a favorite PC game of all time?
Of all
Of
time.
all time. I'm hitting you with the hard ones now.
I actually don't have a favorite PC game of all time.
Really?
Really?
Okay. Well, give me something here. Give me something here.
Favorite game series of all time would have to be Silent Hill, Resident Evil, or Fatal Frame. They're like those are my top.
You
three.
sound like a horror movie, horror game.
I love my survival horror.
Sweet. I had another question, and now I'm
Nah, you
blanking
didn't.
on it. No, I did.
Nah,
I did.
nah,
I did.
you don't think that far ahead.
No, I had something.
We just somehow meet on Sundays. I mean, that's how bad you are.
Yeah.
Like, it just... You said,
Where
hey,
am
we should
I?
do podcasting again.
I looked over at Angry Andy in Saskatchewan.
Ooh.
Saskatchewan.
Up in the Canadians.
Yeah.
Where I'm from.
The Canadian.
And,
You're Canadian too?
Yeah. It's fun stuff.
Uh,
We can be sad
are you
about
still-
We can
are
be
you
like
still
cutting
looking
our
at
wrists
Ratchet
about
Clank?
hockey.
I don't like
yeah, that's
hockey
okay.
though. I don't like sports.
I like only football.
Tony's
and
proving a
bags.
point here really quick. Sorry.
I was
folks.
not doing no such thing. I was just trying to help out a fellow gamer
That one.
with this confusion. Okay, dead air. Good stuff.
Well,
So-
I'm waiting for a reaction. I was kind of building up the suspense. Oh.
So how
that's
do you
the
like my
reaction.
AT&T servers? That's so much better than that. I jerk over there, something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at that. I got full bars too. What's up? That's the only one thing. AT&T.
AT&T.
There's zero.
Now I feel stupid.
No, it's okay. Just AT&T. I mean, they're good, but you know.
I meant about
I
Ratchet and
know.
Clank.
Oh, okay. I'll keep doing that. All right. I think it's unless you have questions, though. Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm ready to go.
Oh,
News.
news! Sexy news. Hey, let me write sexy in my paper so I'll remind myself later. Sexy, sex.
Smexy.
That's to make up from the weeks where I didn't say sex enough. Xbox Live's first free-to-play game is out October 12th. Are you getting it? It will be a 30-player online competitive brawler called Happy Wars, with a similar taste as Fat Princess, it looks like, to me.
I've heard nothing of this game. What would you like to explain it a bit? Or do you not know anything about it either?
No, I know a little bit about it. It's going to be, have you played Fat Princess is my first question.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be kind of like a Fat Princess without the princess. Like, you're just going to kind of brawl. Like, there's going to be, as far as I know, there's going to be some objective-based things, but the majority of it sounds like it's going to be mostly like a team deathmatch, maybe even a deathmatch. I'm not too sure what modes they have in it. But it's going to be free to play and free to buy and free to get and everything.
Is it 3D or 2D?
It's kind of like that weird mix of both because it looks like a 2D, but it's definitely in a 3D space.
Have you played like Escape Plan?
No. I played Escape Apes. Ape Escape.
There you go.
No, not even close to what I was talking. Okay, no.
Oh, okay.
No. Then I don't know how to explain the art style to you, sir.
Disgaea? Do
No.
you like Disgaea? No?
No, not really. But anywho, it's kind of like a... I don't even know what to say. Like it looks cool.
Are you choking?
No, not anymore.
Because Adam will try to give you the Heimlich.
I know.
I'm like CPR.
I don't believe the Heimlich can be used anymore. They have to do. It's called abdominal thrusts. I believe that's what you have to call it because Heimlich is a copyrighted word now or something.
Abdominal thrust sounds fun too.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I so agree. Yeah.
He's like, I will totally
You have to-
abdominal thrust
Like
you.
literally, you're coming up on this woman who's choking. I gotta do abdominal thrusts on you, and she'll have no idea and think you're okay. Moving on.
Somebody's
Did you know
phone?
about Happy Wars?
Somebody's phone just vibrated my ears.
It was mine.
That was
Sexy.
kind of sexy. Did I know about Happy Wars?
Happy Wars. It's going to
Is
be
that the
Xbox
Live
free to play.
for gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about it. I haven't really looked into it too much.
You've seen like some of the screenshots. Kind of looks like a fat princess with no fat princess and cake. Oh, I missed the cake.
No, I haven't seen any pictures of it just because I figured it's free. Fuck it, I'll download it anyways.
Yeah, there you go. So 30 people online beating the shit out of each other.
Oh,
Good times.
Is it a brawler?
Yeah, it's a competitive
Okay.
brawler.
I thought it was like a
They are
first-person
just-
shooter.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. It's gonna be a happy war. Because wars are happy.
Sexy, sexy sex.
Oh, here. Sexy Mick Sex. Because putting Mick in front of any word when they're like you're doing the same thing, sexy Mick Sex, it sounds great, right? I mean, I would name a kid that.
And I think Child Services would have a few questions for you.
Yeah, they can blow himself. All right, next news story. The Resistance Collection will be hitting the PS3 this winter, so you can get 1, 2, and 3, and possibly the ones on the PSP or Vita.
Which ones?
The Resistance Collection.
No,
as far as I
this
know,
is-
it's 1, 2, and 3.
It's 1, 2, and 3. Plus, you get all the DLC from 2 and 3 all in one collection for $39.99. It's another one of the collections. I don't understand why it exists. I do get bringing.
All 3 were on PS3 already.
That's the thing.
know.
They're doing another one with Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy.
Yeah.
Makes no fucking sense. The games are already
it's
out.
what they...
You're not HD collectioning them.
No, it's not.
different.
They're bundling them.
It's different when they bring PS2 titles up to the present day graphic wise
Yeah.
and put those out in a collection. Those are great. I love the Ratchet and Clank one. I love Jack and Daxter one. I love the Sly Cooper one.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're awesome. Why are you putting out... And the worst thing is, this was a great opportunity to finally give Resistance 1 Fall of Man trophy support.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is one of the top...
I mean, even Metal Gear got it eventually.
This is one of the top 5 games. Well, this is because Insomniac doesn't want to go back and do it.
Yeah.
Insomniac said they don't have the
Metal
man...
Gear took them like a year with people complaining.
That's
at least.
that's Konami. No, the Resistance is... They've been complaining way longer than that. Insomniac says they don't have the manpower. But there's like...
Yeah, whatever.
My top 5 games that need to go get a trophy support patch, this is one of them. So, and they're still not taking this opportunity. Even with this new glossy fucking triple pack,
You know,
they're still not going back to give it a
In
clap.
terms of the collections that came out, the Journey one, I believe, is probably one of my best selling at my store, at least. The Ratchet and Clank one is extremely well.
The God of
the
War
God
was
of
the
War one,
biggest one.
I'm selling, sadly, even though... But the reason is they actually cost less than buying all 3 of the packs that are already out anyway.
Yeah, but the problem is they don't even all come on discs.
No,
2 of
3
them are
of them-
download codes.
yeah.
2 of them are download
2 of them
download
are,
codes.
yeah, it's the PSP ones, I believe.
Yeah, they're just download version.
Yeah.
That's fucking lame. Throw it all on.
Yeah, I know.
What kind of collection is that?
Ah. But yeah, so the collection thing is kind of getting ridiculous on Sony's end, I'd have to agree.
No, I don't think it's getting ridiculous. I just think they're doing...
You don't think it's ridiculous that they're getting bundling the 2 games together, even though they're already out there, and some of them...
some of the ones that are already on PS3, that's stupid.
That's what I mean.
I think there's more PS2 games that they should go back
Oh, no,
into.
I agree with that.
And-
It's
and,
the ones that are on PS3 already.
And PS1 games. I'd love to see, like, a Gran Turismo collection.
That'd
I love to see those games
Yeah.
brought back in HD because honestly, Gran Turismo 5 blows. It's not very good, and 3 and 4 were excellent. And if you want to throw 1 and 2 in there or the PSP version, that'd be cool as well. There's a bunch of PS2 games I wish that they'd bring into the modern era. I'd love to have the James Bond games.
Ooh,
There's
that'd be
3
cool.
or 4 of them from the PS2. I'd love to see those get
N64
HD
ones.
treatment with modern trophies as well as online support through PSN for those games. It'd be amazing. Why are you sitting there fucking around wasting time on Resistance 3? I don't get, or on Resistance.
Yeah.
The games are already out. I don't get
No,
it.
they could be bundling better things. You
That's
agree?
what I'm saying.
I agree.
I don't think they're
He agrees.
overdoing it. I think they're focusing on the wrong stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Because I love Notch and you should too, there's a Minecraft documentary that's arriving in early December. It's kind of go through the. It's gonna be digitally and DVD. The December something. So basically, go pick. They didn't have a date. It just said early December. But then I went into like saying the date when there's not a date. So I did filler. You know.
Yeah.
thing. So it's gonna go into the early days of Minecraft. I'm gonna start off with like how his Kickstarter went and all that kind of stuff, the early troubles and blah blah blah.
Perhaps going to an in-depth section on his glorious, glorious beard
Oh yes,
and that hat that he always wears that I don't know what they're called.
yeah, definitely.
Do people actually care though?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Notch.
Notch is-
I'd say Notch is the second biggest person in video game world.
yeah.
Like
And
that people
He just came out of nowhere.
That people want to know what's going on with him. He's the only one that I think more people give a shit about is Gabe Newell.
Yeah, I
Like
agree
people
with
are obsessed with Gabe Newell.
that. Yeah, like on 360 alone, it's got 4.5 million Minecraft sales. The PC is far more. There's just a ridiculous market for
And
it.
people are like, "Did Gabe grow a ninth chin?" And they're like, "Oh my God, can he make it 10?"
Go!
And they just keep following him. Go, Gabe, go!
Yeah,
He's fat.
but he's amazing, and you should love him.
He's a fucking genius. They're both good guys. They're
Yeah,
both good guys. I like them both. Yeah.
Notch will give he makes so much a year. He gives so much of it back in a year to little developers trying to get up and stuff like that.
He
He's a great guy.
donates so much to Kickstarter.
Yeah,
he's like one of the good guys. He really is.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
There you go. So love him as much as I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pawning off our views on you.
Yeah.
Take it.
Take it. All right. Star Wars might be making a comeback this year, hopefully. No confirmed date on this. But it's called Star Wars First Assault, and it might be coming to Xbox Live Arcade. Kind of a rumor news story right now.
I don't think this is true. This might be coming out later or maybe like a launch title. But for me, I mean, they're coming out with Star Wars 1313, right? And
Which I reported on way before it was announced.
yeah,
I'm
took
good.
that. Mark's awesome.
I'm so good.
But I mean, why would LucasArts fight with themselves and launch 2 titles in 1 year?
This would be an Xbox Live one that would come out way before 1313.
Oh, like a smaller $15? Okay,
yeah,
that might.
It's
Yeah.
an arcade title, like I said.
Scratch everything I just said. That could be a possibility.
And cut.
I still want them to come out with Force Unleashed 3. That's what I want to see.
I'd like to see Battlefront 3.
I know Force Unleashed 2 screwed everything up for everyone. Even though it was a great game, it was just super short. It was like
Yeah.
5 hours.
Another year on that could have been better.
It was still a fucking great game.
Oh yeah, no, I
And-
enjoyed the
and,
demo.
And,
That's all I got of it.
well, I
shit.
played. I could
Yeah.
blend it to you. I still got it.
Okay.
Was
And
the second
fucking-
one though canon though? Like
Huh?
the first one was?
Was it what?
Canon?
Canon?
Yes.
What do you
As
mean
in,
canon?
it's part of the story. It actually does exist.
Oh yeah, the guys who wrote Force Unleashed actually got permission from the Star Wars universe to actually modify the lineage, the timeline. It's not just some spin-off. And yes, 1 and 2 were both part of it. Because he actually dies and he actually becomes a clone. It's crazy. It's a good fucking story. The first one was better, but the second one's really, really good. And I think it merited a third game. And there's a lot of forums and a lot of people bitching about it online. And all indications point to it never coming out. But
Yeah.
Well, it's more canon stuff that have to do most likely, which you
It's
can only
not. It's
change
not that.
I don't think
stories
they
so
got a lot.
much.
They got a lot of backlash from Force Unleashed too. Like a lot. It was a really, really good game though. People were just like upset because the first one was like 14 hours, 13 hours. Then the second one came out and it was like 4.5 hours, and people felt ripped off
That's a really short game.
because it's not even like Call of Duty where it's like there's an excuse because there's multiplayer. It's a single player campaign, so people like myself paid $60 and got a 4.5 hour campaign, and that was it.
I mean, it was really should have just been a $20 expansion for the first one,
It's more or less, and that's why I've been.
and that's what it would have been. You know, that's like the price.
Yeah, and it left a lot of people really so much so that LucasArts actually ended up trying to apologize to the community and added an expansion to that game, which they charged in the first game. They came out with 3 of them, and they were $10 a piece. So for the second game, they made the first piece of DLC and just gave it away for free as an I'm sorry. Almost Mass Effect 3-ish, but this was 2 years ago.
Is that their official stance? They said, we're sorry for the bullshit game. Here's a free...
No, it was just that's what happened without them saying it.
All right, so they didn't officially
Apologize.
come out and say that our game's
No,
bullshit.
they didn't want to admit it. No, but it was a great game, great expansion. I had a lot of fun with it. But
Cool.
What
I was just
don't take
speaking.
my news.
I was speaking because
No peekies.
I was gone for a minute. Sorry.
Yeah. Next story. Sony PS Vita price cut is coming in 2013.
lies.
This is from UK boss, to fuck up names, Fergal Gara. He confirms a price drop is coming within the next year.
He's a liar.
Why?
He's in charge of UK.
I was okay. I listened to another podcast. I'm not going to name it because whatever. I'm not
'Cause they
going to
suck?
advertise other people. But
Yeah, suck them.
they were on the. They had Shigeru
Miyamoto.
Japanese. No,
It's
the
always
guy,
Miyamoto.
the physical guy who runs PlayStation, who runs Sony, and they asked him. This was this past Tuesday.
$5.99
This came
and
out
US
after
dollar.
that.
US dollar.
No, the guy said. Of course, they're looking
Actually,
into.
might
This was the official. Fuck! I should have brought. I didn't know you were going to bring this up because he had an official statement about it. Where for now, for the foreseeable future, the way that they're going to counteract it with the possibility of price drop is to include more stuff in the bundles to make you get for the same money. So for $250, they're going to keep it at $250, but they'll throw in a couple games or they'll throw in a memory card to make it more worth your while for getting $250. But they did say the price cut will come one day.
Well, this just says sometime in 2013. This is already 1 year ahead. They're talking.
Maybe then. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what the UK boss.
No, I
said.
think this guy said it's not coming before this year, before Christmas, for sure. So maybe you're right, too. Maybe
Yeah.
we're both right.
Maybe
yeah.
both
No,
right.
it sounds like it because he says it's not this year, but he said sometime next year. Did not make it sound like it was soon, but eventually.
Because I think this guy, now that I think about it a little bit more, I think he asked if it was coming for the holiday season, and this guy's like, no.
Yeah, no, it's He
Adam, do you have any experience with the Vita?
The
We call it the
Vitas.
Vita.
Oh. I messed around with it the other day when I was at the midnight release for Borderlands. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
No.
This is awesome.
Man, I mean, you've owned quite a few handhelds over the years,
And
but
I
you don't really
I
keep up
stopped
with them.
doing handhelds because I don't travel anymore and I don't have a reason to have a handheld. I'm usually at home, so if I'm going to be
It's
at
Tony's
home,
exact reason.
What I do, I play him
when
on
I'm
my
at home,
bed.
I want to be able to see what I'm playing on a big screen and not have to put earbuds in to hear it.
Yeah.
Actually, the Vita's got ridiculous sound quality. You don't need earbuds with that, but yeah.
Will the game stop?
And its voice chat works surprisingly well because you don't need a headset. And I don't understand how it works because I don't know how to build a Vita. But it's actually really good
Sticks
about
and stones.
It's actually
Sticks and
really good
stones.
about them having the volume on their Vita turned all the way up, and they're talking to their Vita, and it picks up whoever you're playing with in the party. It picks up their chat flawlessly without picking up any background from the Vita speaker pumping out the sound from the game, even though it's mere inches away.
You made it sound so dirty.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Pumping it out.
Just pulling,
Pull-
thrusting,
flawlessly.
thrusting. Yeah.
Pelvic thrust. Sorry.
Pelvic? I thought,
I'm sorry.
I thought it was
Abdominal thrust. Yeah, it is. Sorry. You said dirty, and I just went lower.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Halo 4 Avatar armor is going to be given to people who watch the debates for at least a half hour.
Already has been.
Too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But you have another chance.
What
The second one, second debate, the
I'll-
presidential debate.
You just said the debates. There could be lots of debates.
Yes. TonySucks.com.
TonySucks.com.
What debates?
The debates. He's gonna master that
Oh,
debate.
it's fucking great.
But yeah, so if you watch for a half hour and then walk away and go do something useful, you can get free. It's like golden avatar armor. So there you go, and you have 4 more chances, I think, to get it. Currently.
Actually, from the first part of the 3-part debate, there was a fucking survey that came out afterwards, and they asked all the people that watched the debate through Xbox who they felt won that particular debate, and
Master Chief?
Mitt Romney won in a landslide. Apparently, he kicked Obama's ass.
Yeah, and then
according to the Xbox fans.
Yeah,
67%.
yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
2-1.
I know.
I don't know.
I was given the
The
statistics.
stats.
Not to get
Shit.
politicky, but I know this like the week after when everyone fact checked everything he said, it was hard to find what he wasn't padding or lying about. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I don't care about that.
No, okay,
I think they're both awful
From what I've
presidents.
heard, is a lot had to do with his aggressive behavior while being able to debate the issues, regardless of what he said.
He wasn't right about it.
No, but
he could make up
he
good
It
lies.
sounded good, I guess.
Ooh, that's a good lie. I mean, that's what it was. Like the last week, it was just people ripping him apart for not even being correct about anything he said.
You don't
Reminds
even
me
get to
of
vote. You're
somebody.
Canadian.
I totally will vote. I'll vote again. This is my second time voting.
Prime Minister and shit.
Yep. Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Do you guys even have that, or is it just like a Mountie that kind of runs?
He's
I'm
not
that
Canadian.
I'm
Damn it.
somewhat
I'm not-
Canadian. I like Canadian bacon.
It's fucking ham.
That's ham.
It's just ham. That was
I
like,
have
what was that?
Canadian in
Was
me.
it
Just ham.
Wasn't that like 15
Wait,
episodes?
wait.
It's
Yeah,
just ham.
You have Canadian in you. Messing around with a Canadian dude does not count as having Canadian in you.
It doesn't?
Well,
That pickup line works so well, though. Oh, shit.
all right.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
Halo 4 avatars.
Yeah, there you go. The Assassin's Creed 3 first DLC was described. The name of it, The Tyrannical George Washington.
Nice.
It's gonna be an alternate history of history if George Washington became king
Oh.
and also a tyrant.
So it's like when Superman was Russian.
See, when you said that, I was thinking more of like George Washington on like a T-Rex.
The absolute picture.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be awesome. The actual picture is just George Washington in like he's just sitting on the chair,
The throne?
the throne, and he's just got a crown on. and he looks like a badass. So I'm guessing you're gonna have to kill George Washington.
This is gonna be fucking sweet. Like the Revolutionary War is like one of my favorite times in history, and like I want to see their take on it because I actually know quite a bit about it, and I know they can't go like identically with what happened with shit like that because George Washington was super against having the crown, and
Yeah.
he's the one that actually dictated.
That's what it is. It's the alternate history.
Yeah, and he's the one that like dictated that because people wanted him to run for a third term, a third 4-year cycle, and he's the one that's like, you know what, somebody shouldn't be in power for longer than 8 years, and then it later got amended, and that's why you have a 2-term cutoff now. And he's the one that dictated a lot of this stuff, so I'm curious to see how they did what they did. Also, that world famous one, I don't know how many people know this, the picture of him on the $1 bill. He just got a brand new set of wooden dentures earlier that day, and they were bothering him when he took that picture, which is why he looks so unhappy on the $1 bill.
There you go.
You sure it was wooden? I heard it was
Yeah, I heard that was an actual like a legend. It wasn't really
a
wooden.
blubber of some sort. Of
Yeah, look,
Well, the
Whale
teeth will
blub?
be-
yeah, that's what I
teeth
meant.
will
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
Mythbusters.
Yeah, Mythbusters.
What?
How were they gonna do that?
Oh.
Time machine?
Yes,
There's no way
wanna
to
tell
they
tell.
have a DeLorean.
Ooh. Does it go 77 miles an hour?
No, it goes 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck.
I
You're
knew it
off
was
your
a
game today,
You
sir.
suck.
I've actually that was before I was born. Some of those, so I've only seen some of those, and I've not seen them very often. I know I love them, but I'm not.
How did we get stuck with kids, Tony?
I don't know what happened.
Jesus
fucking-
Christ, man!
I don't know
Fucking
where-
I
society.
think of these old guys.
I don't know where
They
we
make their
went.
own podcast.
I don't know
I
why.
worked with that one. This one tried to kidnap me.
Me?
He is Italian.
When did I try to kidnap you?
He's probably in his plumber outfit, and he's just like, "Come with me, Princess Peach."
What the fuck?
I remember that night. I was in drag.
When did any of this happen? It didn't. Oh, I was like, what are you guys talking? No, I thought there was like something actually like that we were
Tony's
going
like,
off.
what, did I try to kidnap you?
No, I didn't put it.
He tried to kidnap Princess Peach over here.
I didn't put it past myself. It's not something that I
You
wouldn't.
just didn't remember.
I just didn't remember. I'm like, what the
Damn
hell are
it,
you guys talking
drinking
about?
again.
During one of those Coke binges.
Yeah, whatever. Do what I
Whatever.
want. I roll with 12 gangs. I stab on bugs. All I do is run around, commit hate crimes. Whatever.
Whatever.
Do what I want.
I do what I want.
What's up, bitches?
What's up, bitches?
I don't know these people.
Look,
Yeah, you do.
look.
Damn it.
We're good.
All right. EA came out this week and said it will die if it does not form a new IP.
Internet provider?
Yeah.
Intellectual property.
Yeah. So they will be looking hardcore into a new IP that will rock your world.
I've got a perfect one from
But it's
Dubai.
EA, so it sucks.
It's called City of Heroes.
Do you want EA to take that over?
No.
They've done so well with Star Wars.
No.
All
No.
All right. So there you go. There's that.
EA doesn't bug me as much as it bugs everybody else.
It's just the online passes, and we want money.
Everybody does the
mentality.
online passes now, except the Activision. I can't believe Activision hasn't jumped on that bandwagon yet.
Yeah.
Activision's like the most
Surprisingly.
fucking greedy bastards.
You don't need an online pass for Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, but nobody wants to play.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Oh, all right. Number one story of the week.
Number one what?
Story.
The number one what?
Sexy McSex story.
Yeah.
Sex.
Sex. Cliffy B, one of my all-time heroes, retires from Epic Games.
Oh no.
He said after 20 years of constant work, he's ready for a break, and he's going to take some time off.
This has been a horrible fucking summer for me.
Why?
Well, first City of Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and now Cliffy B's leaving Epic. Okay, I was already fucking like on the fence about Judgment as it was. Now he's gone, and
Rod Ferguson.
Rod Ferguson's
Gears.
gone.
You know what's funny? His Twitter is still Gears. This my only other hero at Epic was Rod Ferguson.
It's a Gears Viking?
Gears Viking,
Yeah.
but he works at the I forget who's making BioShock Infinite. He works at 2K Studios. Something
Yeah.
like that. He works at 2K, but his Twitter is still Gears Viking. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's not going to change it when he should.
I think there's a bigger problem here for Microsoft. It's not just Cliffy B and Rod Ferguson leaving Epic in shambles, but it's also Bungie leaving Halo and leaving in the hands of 343, and it's also fucking Peter Malmalu leaving fucking Lionhead. Their only actual studio that isn't completely in shambles is Turn 10.
Don't forget about the guy who jumped ship to EA a couple years back with the Halo tattoo.
Yeah, that guy. He
Yeah,
left
fucker.
too.
Peter Moore.
That asshole.
Yeah,
Peter Moore.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, who's running anything at Microsoft Studios anymore?
Bob Dole.
Bill Gates.
Bob Dole.
Like, what the fuck is happening to all their companies?
The ghost of Steve Jobs.
Bob Dole says it's okay. Bob Dole. Bob Dole. Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole. Bob Dole.
Yeah, so I mean, he's not leaving
Bob
the
Dole.
game industry.
Yeah,
He's taking some time off.
Yeah, he
So
is.
he does-
He says he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Not from what I've heard.
Not from what I've heard either. He just wants a break right now, which is understandable. He's
I mean,
worked
he
20
just-
years straight in
And
game
he just
industry.
got married.
Yeah, no.
That too.
Yeah. Chick is
So.
hot.
It's like wrestling retirement.
Yeah.
You always come
Cliffy
back.
B is hot though. Have you ever seen
He is
Cliffy
kinda
B? Cliffy
sexy.
B is actually really hot.
I'd give it to him.
What?
I'm gonna give it to him.
I'd give it to him.
Me?
Give me my
No,
hands.
not
No.
you, Cliffy B.
Can we give you?
Can we give you to Cliffy B?
just kind of mail you? Put you in
Put me in swaddling clothing.
Here's an Adam.
his
It's a real
his
live Muppet.
wife might be quite disturbed. I don't know.
I don't know. They do have a portal turret in their living room.
Yeah, that's true.
It might shoot Adam.
Just in the door.
I was quite good at dodging those.
just crouch jump. I have one rumor for the week, unless you want to.
Go for it.
Rumor! Tomorrow at 8 a.m., you should be watching your newsfeed because Angry Birds Star Wars is going to be teased tomorrow at 8 a.m.
You know, why couldn't this have come up before we started the tournament? Because then I totally would put Angry Bird Darth Vader in the tournament
I know, right?
instead of the regular
The
Darth
news
Vader.
story just came out this week, and yep, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if they're going to do, from what it sounds like, they're actually going to get some kind of like support from Star Wars on this. So they can do
Well,
whatever they want.
they've got Rio, which was that movie,
Yeah, I never saw
and the licensing for the game has outsold and outlived the movie. They did a Green Day one. There's a Kiss one, but it's not out or not confirmed yet or something.
What, they do games with that or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Well,
levels
they're-
and shit.
Oh, like levels.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Kind of like how Rock Band was, where it's just like you know,
Okay.
specific.
Yeah, I get it.
Like the Green Day one, they're little punk pigs and they look like the Green, and it's got this Green Day soundtrack to it.
I'm happy.
Do they change the birds too? Or just the
They've
pigs?
added some.
Oh
new
well,
ones.
space changed the birds a bit.
Yeah.
but
You think there's gonna be like a Luke Skywalker bird?
I
maybe,
believe so.
maybe.
Yeah. Fucking it.
There's one other quick update that I actually got from one of our listeners. She asked us to include. What was that?
We're
It's
hand
got,
gesturing.
it's got nothing to do with that porn thing that we were talking about last time, okay?
TonySucks.com.
Apparently, for those that play the little mobile games and whatnot, there's a pretty cool Simpsons game out there called Tapped. Anybody?
Tapped?
Tapped.
No,
It's kind of like
like Root Beer Tap?
No, it's kind of like Sims where you get to put the houses and it's Simpsons characters and shit. It's,
Oh, nice.
It's kind of cool. They're doing the Treehouse of Horror update coming out tomorrow, I believe.
Ooh, cool. So it's kind of like, is it kind of like a Zynga game kind of thing?
Kind of. Well, it's
Such a
one of
term.
it's one of those like time wasters when you're on the toilet
Yeah.
pooping.
That's what Game Informer's for.
No, Game Informer.
That's when you call Tony. Everybody when you're pooping, just call Tony.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Tony. This one's fighting me a little bit, and his
Hold my hands.
and his smooth voice will
Oh,
soothe
yeah.
it right out of you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a turtle popper.
What?
Turtle heads, they pop out and then they
I-
go back in, they
Oh,
get scared.
Oh, God.
No? Alright.
All right, that's my stuff. I'm going to David Letterman this shit.
There's one more wait,
damn
there's
it.
one more news story.
That could have cut me.
It could have. That's why it's so dangerous. So Dave Letterman's going to get away with it for years.
There's
So everyone backs the fuck off.
totally one more news story.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, there is. Go for it. But I don't have it written down, so I threw my paper in a fit of joy.
So Sony
Fucking up again.
they got all pissed off at the guy who plays Kevin Butler because he made a Bridgestone commercial.
Yes.
You guys have seen this, yes?
I have. On
Yeah.
Jason's shitty
And
internet.
he's obviously not playing Kevin Butler at the time, but it's advertising tires, and for some reason they have him playing a Wii in the background. So Sony is suing Bridgestone and the actor who plays him, who I can't think of his real name right now. He used to be on King of Queens too. He's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
Used to be a stand-up comic back in the day. Because they said that it's disruptive and will confuse the audience about brand affiliation.
There's a little bit more to it,
Yeah.
if I can.
By all means.
Bridgestone went back and edited him out of the actual official commercial, and what it is, it's a promotion where if you buy 4 Bridgestone tires of select quality, apparently you get entered
good
to like
ones.
you get a Wii for a voucher for a Wii or some crap like that, is what it is. And Sony is technically suing him, but it's his production company that handles all of his legal and like his actor. You know, actors make their own little fucking
Yeah.
corporations and shit like that.
To
you know.
protect
Is
themselves.
he-
That's, our next step is, FC Incorporated, whatever,
Protect yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's the next step. I haven't made that already. Been making money off the show for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want my nickel.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll put that in writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Millions.
I mean, I understand that, that he is their spokesperson, but like they've even made an effort to go in and resolve the problem to avoid conflict. I think they're being a little drastic with it.
Who is?
Sony.
I think so too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
After
people
after your fucking gay ass company went after Samsung over nothing.
Yeah.
You think this is not?
I have no control over that.
We don't have any control over this.
I know. I'm just saying, like, okay,
can write notes.
it's stupid when people
Angry hate
sue.
notes.
It's Apple or Sony or whoever. It's stupid when you sue people over stupid shit just to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Okay, if they were making more money, maybe they could pay him and he wouldn't have to do stupid tire commercials.
Yeah, probably.
Well, the guy's an actor. He's not solely owned by.
His property
If
though.
they paid him enough money, he would be.
Because he's not. I mean, that's just his like stage name. They own that
Yeah.
technically.
No.
Yeah, they own Kevin Butler. They
Yeah.
don't own.
That's
him.
Well,
that's not what I was implying.
Yeah, that's where it gets sketchy with like the legal because like he that's technically not him, but it's the character he plays. He's known as that. That's just something I don't.
He also kind of should have known better. It's like,
Yeah, he
dude,
really should have.
You advertise for one of. It's not like video games are the only thing in the world. I like Sony wouldn't have gotten mad if he went and did a McDonald's commercial.
No.
He's a Sony representative and he goes and plays with a Wii. It's like
Yeah.
you're playing with fire. What,
Yeah.
But as
what the fuck did you
as
think was going to happen?
As you stated just a second ago, they don't own him. He's just an actor.
Yeah, but he
job.
could have went and promoted anything else, and he went and promoted.
You also
like
might
he's
think-
asking for it.
You also would have to think maybe he would tell them what I'm doing. Maybe they would
Make sure it was okay.
Yeah, that's
Anyways, the follow up is they are trying to settle this out of court. They have until October
better.
22nd.
They better.
I remember how it heard me because I just heard about this lawsuit now, but saw this commercial like 2 months ago, and like when I saw it, I'm like, is that fucking Kevin Butler? And then they had him playing with the Wii, and I was like, really? And that's all. That it didn't like affect me, but I was kind of like, seriously,
I hate you so much.
They let that go, and then I forgot about it until now.
I mean, obviously, I totally get what you mean because my comparison is back in the day with wrestling, you'd have guys jumping ship, and there was a lot of issues with intellectual properties and no compete clauses and things like that. So I understand, but still, what are they going to get out of it? Bridgestone's already pulled the commercial. They've already edited him out of it. What are they going to win out of this?
It's not about winning. It's about protecting your fucking...
I understand. And the whole point is, my point is they've already made that effort to rectify the situation.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I was just
I know.
bringing it up. Not really that concerned.
Now it's going to be interesting. Do you think there'll be any more Kevin Butler commercials? What if he cuts them a deal? I'll do 5 commercials
you know
for
what?
half the price.
I'm pretty sure Sony's moving on because they do this quite often. Sony doesn't really like hang on to a horse to
I know,
for that long because I mean during the PS1 they had
those fucking awesome Crash
they had
Bandicoot
the live
commercials.
action then they kind of moved on. PS2 was a little bit more gameplay. Then they had Vita. They had that little black kid yelling.
Was that Vita or was that
Or,
PSP?
excuse me, PSP, not Vita.
Yeah.
Vita hasn't had any promotion at all. Not even like a commercial. But yeah, that's why I meant PSP. That little black kid who was just like, dude, why aren't you getting a Vita or the PSP or what was he?
I really don't remember. That's right around the time. GameStop used to have GameStop TV, and it used to be a fucking VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
good
like
times.
every hour and a half, it'd rewind, and that shit was at like the beginning, the middle, and the end of every fucking tape. So my mind is actually
Fuzzy.
Yeah.
I like when it
remove
came
those.
back to DVDs because then you could like it was when they put songs on there that we just going back to like freaking.
You were going back to fucking Avril Lavigne every 5 minutes, weren't you?
Actually, the song that we did the most was "Gives You Hell." Okay. That one came out.
Fucking All-American
the
Redress.
most. Yes.
I remember what store I was working at when I first heard that.
I was only at one store, so I remember where it was.
Look at me, Mr.
They don't move me around. They like me.
No, nobody likes you. That's why they don't move you. They only move you if you like.
I hate
How
you
many
so
stores
much.
have you worked at?
3.
Really?
And you?
2.
Why'd you work at 3 stores?
And I'm like 12.
Almost 3. Almost 3.
Yeah.
Wait.
I had to pass because No, they asked me to cover at fucking far Evanston, but I couldn't make it that day.
I was
So it
gonna
should have
say.
been 3.
Oh, you mean like covering days? Like I'm at like 7.
That
if you
doesn't
mean
count.
that. Okay.
No, I've been technically transferred to 3 stores.
Yeah.
Are you a manager or something?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
just
Yeah.
nobody could stand him longer than 3 months.
Oh man, what'd you do? How terrible are you?
Look at him.
On a scale of 1 to 5.
My first store, I had a book specifically for me of what not to do. And it also had the alphabet on it.
Just in case.
True story.
Yep, they had the alphabet going across and up.
Are you that bad of a worker?
No, I wasn't.
He fell off a ladder,
I fell off.
Okay, that just happens.
but then he laid there and twitched.
It's not just happening.
Okay, just lays there and twitch for a half hour. Workers comp. Workers comp.
The store was packed.
Oh Jesus.
People were laughing
I
at
was
him.
annoying the manager. He told me to go dust the boxes on the top shelf. I put my hand on the box to steady myself. It moved. It was either fall into the gondola thingy and impale myself, or fall on the floor. I fell on the floor.
I would choose that one too.
I would have landed on the
A
fucking
customer was
gondola.
very concerned about my well-being, though she gasped.
As you're twitching.
Angry Andy was there.
Just gassed. That's all she got. And I'm like,
Yes.
are you okay?
And just a gasp.
Angry Andy pulled
What a
the
bitch.
Nelson and
And then
pointed
the
at
rest
him.
of the employees started laughing.
And then
Is
and
he
then
the
your-
like the ugly duckling when you work with him or
and
something?
then your
Okay,
second
okay.
store? Give us a quick rundown. Your second store? How'd that work out?
I was supposed to be transferred to Texas, and I left.
No. We sent you to the other store to get promoted.
Oh, yes.
You worked there for 2 weeks, and you're like, I'm moving to Texas. And then he came back like 3 days later.
Well, I was supposed to. I
Unemployed.
told the manager I'm moving to Texas. I left for my vacation or to go.
You didn't have vacation.
I left, and I get a phone call from the scheduling manager. Did you tell so and so you were leaving? Yes. Oh, well, he put you on the schedule anyway.
Did you even leave? And why did you think you were leaving?
He left for 3 days.
Did you mean that I'm leaving forever, or
Yeah,
did you mean,
What I told him was the whole situation is I'm going to Texas, possibly moving to Texas, I'm going down.
You were moving to Texas. Your shit was packed in the car.
It was. It was.
Don't bullshit.
No, but what I told the manager is I'm possibly moving to Texas. I'm going down there. I'm going to find a GameStop, see if I can get transferred. This is the day I'm leaving. He said, okay. I'm on the road, and I get a phone call from the assistant manager.
His manager was Jeff. Do you remember Jeff?
Jeff.
Village Crossing. I
is
don't
he
want to.
still
I don't
there?
want to. No, I don't want to say last name.
You'll have to say me later. I probably do.
Okay. Most forgetful person ever.
Oh god.
Just like if Adam was talking to him, he was not listening to Adam at all.
Oh, I had a manager like that before too. That's
So Ricky.
No, Ricky was awesome. I love Ricky. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
You're not listening.
You
But I love
are-
Ricky.
You Majin Buu looking motherfucker.
Really? Come on.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He actually called me
I
on
would-
my cell phone. Oh, ooh, one for me. One for me. One for me.
Oh, look at it. It's opened and shit
Oh,
too,
damn
man.
it.
You spiked it.
You want to grab
didn't
one
you?
for him?
Yeah, I'm getting a vanilla Coke.
That's
That's
regular.
regular.
I'm getting a regular Coke.
But yeah, the only reason I got hired was because I was cuter than the other guys, apparently.
That
Yeah,
is
that
not
would
why
work.
I hired you.
You hired me? I thought it was Ricky. I thought the girls were like, hire the cute one.
No.
Oh.
All right. And,
I was
and then,
lied to.
And then your third store.
Actually, Ricky would do something like that.
I worked at the Civic Center.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
It
fuck
was-
you, buddy.
It was quite
That sounded
nice.
boring.
It was nice.
What are you talking about? We walked around with dragons on our heads all day.
You see what I mean?
I
was
had
awesome.
fun.
Spray painting peg hooks in the back.
That store was awesome.
I loved my store when I first got hired there, and it just gotten a little bit lamer.
I
I
got
love my
wounded.
staff right now. My staff's awesome.
I got wounded at one of their midnights.
That's sad.
Wait,
Go on with that because I have another story for
This
that.
is
Angry
good.
Andy was there, and he had a BB gun sniper rifle that they were using for. It was, I believe, it was Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. Or
Call of Duty, yeah.
Midnight launch. They were shooting at a balloon. Who could ever pop it would like get a prize.
Okay.
We had a balloon taped to the face of the standee, like a target. Okay?
Nice.
And we were having a sniper challenge. Tony, you were there for this, yes? The
Which
sniper
one?
challenge? Because we left you inside the store, right?
I don't remember. Which game?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
So
'cause
I
we
wasn't
were outside.
working that night, so I was there to pick up the copy, and I was sitting next to Angry Andy, and he had the sniper rifle, and I didn't realize he had moved it the way he was positioning it, so it was up against my thigh, and then pulled the trigger.
Yes.
That's
Drew blood.
awful.
It drew-
It drew blood.
At the Gears 3 midnight with the people who got the
Lancers?
The Lancers, somebody stabbed someone in the parking lot at mine and drew blood.
Nice.
It was that sharp. Like, it was a friend doing it to a friend, so it was like a huge, like, murder scene. That was a different day. But someone running inside saying, someone just got stabbed!
He roadie rushed him with a fucking retro lancer?
Yes.
Did he put batteries in it so it'd make the sound
No,
effect?
no one had batteries, but someone did do the charge. and
Did he
that's
go,
it.
sup, bitches?
I wish.
But that isn't the first midnight I bled at. It was a Halo 3 a Halo 3 or
He-
Halo 2.
no
Why
one's
are you
hire-
bleeding at all these midnights?
No one should hire him. Like, this is just too expensive to hire
okay,
this guy.
maybe I haven't done as
I
many
have-
midnights as
there
you
was
guys,
no-
but I
there
have
was
never
no-
bled.
I have never claimed workman's comp.
Your
One of
health
my injuries
insurance
have-
gotta suck.
I don't have health insurance.
Obviously.
I have never claimed I don't even think most of my injuries are even claimed. I don't even think you guys claimed me when I fell off the ladder.
Supposed to put those in the book.
Ah, fuck that
Incident
shit.
reports.
Yeah, you're supposed
Fuck
to.
that shit.
Too much work. Too much paperwork.
Yeah. You kick him. He's alright. He's
You're still
alive.
twitching.
Alright, well, wait. I got it bled at Halo. What,
Mm-hmm.
how did you bleed at Halo?
The collector, they had the big boxes. I put
The
my hand into
statues?
the box, and the box cut my finger.
Oh, that doesn't count.
I
That's a
had
fucking
I had
paper
given at least
cut.
3 people boxes with blood.
Those
on
are
it.
still healing from blood. I've had those
Yeah,
from that
I
last
got
week.
one
But it was a
going right
lot
there.
of blood. I'm pretty sure I gave a customer my blood. There's somebody out there cloning me right now.
Somebody has scabies. Okay, so...
When you say gabies, that's what I think of as Furbies.
like Tony's laugh? Do it.
What?
Your laugh.
Gotta say something funny. I can't just laugh like a man.
Yeah, you can. See?
Poke them in the belly.
Something got that right. That's Tony's laugh, by the way. That wasn't me.
Yeah, so we on to social media.
Gmail. Gmail.
You guys sound like seals or something.
Gmail.
Quick fun fact. Do you know what Adam's favorite animal is? A llama.
I love llamas. You guys should send like fan mail with pictures of llamas to them. I will make sure I get them.
Just every day. Are they there yet?
Where's my llamas?
Where the fuck's my llama?
Nobody loves me because I don't have any llamas.
Send llamas. Tons of them.
Nice.
Way to not give a shit.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about today.
Llamas.
Llamas?
Yeah.
Yeah, llamas.
Llamas and hats are funny.
I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
He's coming down off his bus.
Where do you fall on llamas? Do you enjoy them?
They're the excellent docile creatures, I suppose.
They
spit.
Yeah, I know.
Spit in your face.
I wanted to get one for GameStop. Remember?
Thanks for coming to GameStop.
All right. Holiday greeter. First question is:
Perfect job for him. Spitting on everybody.
You ready for some email, Tony?
Gmail.
Damn, I called it email. Fuck.
He did. He tried to do
it.
social media
This
because
is
he's
not
new.
internet.
Brendan Joyce.
What's up, Brendan?
He asked, "What is your favorite piece of video game memorabilia?"
That's gonna have to be my Assassin's Creed necklace that I'm totally not wearing because I took it off from my shower and never put it back on. But moving on, they give it out to GameStop managers. And I think it's on the PowerPoint side. I wear that thing all the time. I actually really like it.
Nice.
Yep.
You, sir. I know you don't do a lot of collectibles and whatnot, but favorite piece of video game memorabilia?
I don't have anything. I really don't.
Well, I mean, even like a retro console would fall
Shirt.
under like memorabilia.
Shirt,
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
pillow.
I suppose my
Movies.
If we're talking counts,
Favorite piece of memorabilia,
if
take it back.
actual hardware works, I suppose my Sega Nomad, because those are ridiculously rare, and to have one that actually still works is even more rare still. So I guess that's pretty cool. That's the coolest thing I know.
What games
So you don't
are
even
around
know
that?
what that is.
No,
do you?
what is that?
I'm
Nomad?
familiar with it.
Actually, a portable Sega Genesis.
I know
it
exactly what you mean
runs
now.
Sega Genesis cartridges.
Yes.
It has all 6 buttons on the face, and mine still functions. It also takes 900 batteries at one time, and only works for
I think
about
it's giant.
4 minutes with those 900 batteries. So
Go on.
you're pretty much stuck to a wall while playing it.
Do you know like what year that came out?
A couple years after the Genesis, I don't remember. They didn't
90s?
They didn't make many of them because
Not
they were
even. Earlier than that.
they were already moving on to I want to say the Sega CD or the Sega Saturn at that point.
Was that pre
That had to be like
Game Gear?
Talking about, like,
No, post.
Post Game Gear?
Yeah.
So what, like,
Game Gear was 91.
I was
This
saying-
thing didn't come out before 91.
I was gonna say 92 or 93 for this thing.
Okay, cool.
We could Google it, but my shit doesn't work.
Adam,
Yeah.
favorite piece of video game memorabilia?
When I was a WoW addict, I got a epic purple shirt.
Oh, nice. Off Jinx. I know they sell them on Jinx.
We'll go with yes.
Okay, yes.
The store that shall not be named.
We'll get to that. Mine.
That's a bad topic.
Mine is probably my sealed copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Manhattan Project,
Nice.
which I bought specifically because it was still sealed
My shirt's coming
for
in
the
next
original
week.
NES.
Did I show you my shirt that I'm getting? My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about the
Comes in
nuclear
next
bomb.
week. I'll wear it next week.
That was the Manhattan Project, correct? 3? Turtles 3 on the NES?
Sorta. They didn't technically make a Turtles 3. It was more of a spin-off than anything, but yeah.
But I mean, that's what it was called.
Yeah, something Manhattan.
Manhattan Project. That's where he lifts up the fucking Manhattan and floats it away and whatnot.
Project Manhattan, I believe, was taken way before that in the 40s,
Yeah.
but you know, they can just use it again.
Fucking A.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, and this kind of segues into it a little bit. Gabe Bustos,
What's up, Gabe?
What's up, Gabe?
he asked, "Where's the best place to buy video game paraphernalia?"
Jinx.
As in drug shit?
Yeah.
Jinx.com is for me.
Where are you at? I mean, chain-wise, sadly, it has to be GameStop. Or,
Their stuff's like meh, though. That's what I mean.
what is it, EB Games, and what's the other ones that they own? That's the biggest one on the chain. I don't know his
Well,
local shit.
like for
us,
memorabilia?
For us, no. We have this really cool store in the Chicagoland area called Video Games Etc. It's a little pricey, but it's fucking badass, and they have everything.
Are you talking about old games or memorabilia?
Paraphernalia is
yeah.
usually like shirts.
Yeah, that's why I
and-
went. That's why I said.
If people didn't cut me off, I could finish talking and explain
They don't
it.
have shirts that I
Yes,
know.
they do. There's a whole rack of them. Yeah.
I
You could also buy.
confusing.
You could also buy totally stuff that's not even in production anymore. You get old figurines, old stickers, old. They literally have everything ever. They still have boxed editions, completely sealed of almost anything under the sun. Every console, old video games. There actually used to be an even better place a couple blocks from where we are right now. It used to be called Windy City Game Exchange, but that place closed down. That was even bigger and better than this place that I'm talking about.
I've
But
got to ask,
this-
where do they keep the memorabilia? Like, I've been in there, like, recently, and I don't see shirts anywhere.
It's on the wall. I'll go tomorrow, take pictures, and put them on the Facebook
Okay.
wall.
Now,
I-
I prefer People Play Games, which is down by Belmont and Clark in the city. That place is pretty cool.
The only reason I ask is because that place is right by my house, and I've never seen church. I've been there.
I'm going to take pictures. Like,
5 or 6 times?
The caption
When was the
will
last time you were in there?
The caption will be,
That's what I was
suck it, Mark. I don't know, like a week or two ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I go there like once a month.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, usually I go like every 2 or 3 months. I just have not seen them. Like, I usually look back wall, but I
Sure,
don't
it's,
know.
it's on the right-hand side when you walk into the store, past the old Nintendo Powers. But there's old magazine, old Nintendo
You know,
Powers too.
I know exactly
And
what you're talking
now
about.
I'm remembering more stuff that's in that store. It's also a great place to get video game strategy guides
Oh,
for
yeah, they got tons.
$1.99.
Yeah.
Against that whole wall. No, but it's on the right-hand side, past the 64 games.
I'm going to have to go over there, because I go to 64
There's
section
not many,
every
but
single
there's
time.
a T-shirt rack.
Yeah.
There's also posters and yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the poster.
Go ahead.
I know one other, not technically one place, but conventions, video game conventions, anime conventions.
Yeah.
Those seller stuff. They have people that make stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my Sword and Shield. You guys got
Exactly.
that from the anime convention.
Yes, ASEN.
But realistically, unfortunately, there is an over trendy chain.
The bad topics,
Yeah, Hot Topic.
because they've turned into the bad topics.
Yeah, I mean, some of
You
their
don't have Justin Bieber in your store, and you called yourself the trendy hip place.
They have thread.
MC Lars says Hot Topic is not punk rock.
Not
but,
anymore.
But you know,
The
once
people
in
there.
once in a while, you will stumble across a cool shirt, and sadly, they do have decent sales once in a while. There's
Yeah.
also Spencer's.
It's just a weird store to go into.
Same kind of line.
Yeah.
You know,
They're very similar. Like, oh my god.
online
Without
wise,
Spencer's, there is no hot topic.
yeah, online. There's ThinkGeek. There's Jinx.
Jinx is good.
80s
I'd much rather
tees.
go there. I don't know. Hot Topic. Like, I remember when I actually liked it, and it crashed
Yeah.
and died.
You
the
still
last-
like Hot Topic?
Dude, I used to shop at Hot Topic
I
when
used
there
to
was
shop there
only
all-
one at Woodfield.
Yeah, I used to shop there all the time. In the last like maybe 3 years, like it just maybe even longer than that. I avoid it usually.
Store's so gay.
It is now, yes.
But yeah, any other places
they were
online?
trying to pretend punk was still around in like the early 2000s. I don't know.
Well, they moved on to hardcore, but now they got into
Twilight.
and Angry Birds and like just stuff that they shouldn't have had. So yeah.
Any other online places? We got 80s Tees, ThinkGeek, Jinx.
Oh, you know where you should totally go? You have T Fury. They do usually some of the days they have video game shirts that are custom made. The other one is called QWERTY, QWERTY as in TEE. That's where I just bought a shirt off of, and they're more video game stuff. They're really cool. Design a day, and you have like 24 hours to buy. Every 24 hours, different shirt. It's cool.
There's also Threadless, which do some once in a while.
Yeah, I have a thread the shirt.
Yeah. But like ThinkGeek, you'll find a couple of like different things, belt buckles, things like that. There's a bunch of places online.
Yeah. Online's the best place, I would say.
Cool. Epic Beast asked, what is better, Modern Warfare 3 or Battlefield 3?
Depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, really.
Go ahead.
All right. Because and both of them to me suck, but I'd have to do Battlefield because they've stayed as close to their. Okay, they're both so strayed so far away from the original series. I'd have to say Battlefield just because they have tanks, and that's what they originally started with. I don't know. I do Battlefield over Call of Duty, I think.
I think I do Call of Duty. Battlefield's controls for me at first, for the PC at least, were very confusing.
I'm just not a fan of either of them like anymore. I'll still go play 1942 and 1.
They're a little too overdone for me, but I mean, Call of Duty has the way better campaign. Battlefield 3's campaign was fucking atrocious.
I agree.
But if you're looking for multiplayer, again, it depends on what you want. If you want close combat, really frantic gameplay, you're gonna want to go with COD. I mean, constant respawns, a lot of respawn deaths because the maps are so small, and they're also very broken. So if you play the games enough, you start learning the spawn points, and you could just sit there and camp on them. A lot of bullshit sniping, a lot of missed fucking hit detection.
Both games like that with the sniping, though. They're both pretty bad.
Yeah. Battlefield 3, I think's the superior actual game, multiplayer-wise, but it's still not that good. You can spawn on your squad so that you actually get to pick your spawn location, which... so if you get killed as soon as you spawn, it's your own dumbass fault for picking to enter right in the fucking the gunfire. But like Mark said, it's really cool because they got a lot of vehicle gameplay, and that's the big selling point or the big drawing point of Battlefield 3. I also feel the combat's a lot better. The guns are weighted better because like it's weird when you're holding like a big ass fucking machine gun and there's not even any reticle pop on Call of Duty. It just sits there. You just drill hundreds of bullets into that same exact spot. It's like, no, it's not what happens. There's actual gun bounce in battle. Battlefield's a lot better if you ask me, but it's a lot slower paced, which pisses people off.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot longer to get into combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like either of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it at that. I haven't played either of them. I don't plan on it. I'm done with the war games. So sorry for dodging your question, but
I've got a question since we both kind of, or everyone's kind of hated on it. Better alternative game similar to that. What do you think?
Me, I like Medal of Honor a lot, and I like Bad Company a lot. I still think, like when I want to actually play a military shooter, I still go play I play Bad Company 2. That's the multiplayer I still revert back to, even though it's a 4-year-old game now.
I was almost going to say the exact same thing for a modern day like shooter like that. That's one of the ones I would go back to.
I like the. Oh, sorry. Go. I was also going to say I like Medal of Honor a lot too. Even though it's not very good, I enjoy it because the communities are smaller. They're big enough where you can get in a game, but you avoid all the little kids calling you a fag through the mic and calling you one, not. Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, and you know what I'm talking about. Those little kids are just like, meh, meh, meh. It's like, I don't want to hear that. And you avoid all the idiots that are playing music. I
can't stand that.
It's just a better, smaller community when you stay away from
the mainstream.
Mainstream.
Whatever's trendy.
Even some of the old Call of Duties are great. Like, I'll go back and play, like, World at War, which the community's long since moved on from, and only the people who really enjoy the game are sitting back playing it, and it's so much better because of that. Even though it's kind of hacked and bullshitty now, but still, it's just a better experience. People aren't like total douches about everything. I don't know.
For me, it's Counter-Strike. I'll go back and play Counter-Strike on the computer. Because there's still so much support for it, and there's still people releasing mods for it and updates and different maps and everything like that. And I'll always go back to that.
There is a statistic that came out today, though, of how Go is not doing good at all.
I'm talking about the
I know. I was just because you brought it up. It's got like a third of the people who are doing Source, and it's like 1/6 of them from the 1.6ers. It's not selling well, basically.
The problem is people thought that when Counter-Strike came out, it was like going to take people away from Call of Duty. The people, that's even what fucking like Valve thought. It's like, no, guys. The people who play Counter-Strike that was like the first shooter I played. The people who play that are significantly different than the people who make Call of Duty so popular. People don't want to wait for respawns. People don't want... They want to look down sights. They want to fucking... everything's so different. The only thing that's similar is you're running around shooting, other people. That's it.
And it's relatively close quarters compared to, Battlefield. You don't get the big maps.
They're still decent size considering it's, 6-on-6? What's Counter-Strike?
Oh, shit.
I mean, it can go all the way up to 64.
Yeah, but I mean, like general, the baseline.
Yeah, usually it's 32.
Yeah.
32 usually.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's why I think they were like, oh, this will take a lot of people away from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We should sell millions of copies of this. No, you guys were fucking lying to yourselves.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with Tony. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is actually really good. Counter-Strike Source is really good. But my choice to be different from all these guys, do the Rainbow Six Vegas games. They solve a ton of community, and the Rainbow Six Vegas games online, it's full of really good people, and it's still really fun.
How about you, Adam? You got an alternative?
Not really.
No first-person shooter that you'd rather play than Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Nope.
Nothing you can think of.
I usually do MMOs.
Do you have an MMO?
MMO?
Do you have like one that you'd like to throw out there, maybe to suggest to people? Yeah.
I don't.
See? See?
But I do have a game, though, I would like to throw out to people.
Go ahead.
Killing Floor.
Yes.
It's a great one.
See? There you go.
Killing Floor is
Play
actually
me and Mark-
really good. Yeah.
Me and Mark try to play that occasionally. It's hard
Yeah,
to get in games sometimes.
He's technology deficient or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You play Killing Floor too? We have like a foursome now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one more that I thought of. It's PS3 only, and it's super broken now. But when it came out, it was fucking awesome, and that was Mag.
Oh, okay.
That for those who didn't play it, it's got 3 sectors, and you get to pick the horse you want to run with, and you're kind of stuck with them.
So, the middle liners
So a lot of the people kind of migrated toward the faction that I picked, SVER, the Severs.
Yeah.
And there's the way it's set up is there's 3 factions. One is super technology, but their guns blue. The other faction, their guns were amazing, but their technology blue. And then the third one was kind of like a half and half.
I thought you meant the. I swear to God, I apologize. I thought you meant like the color blue. I was like, what?
No, blue sucked.
I channeled that.
Yeah, and the third one was like half and half. So a lot of people tended to migrate toward the half and half. A lot of the better shooters tended to go over there. And what happened was they were complaining to Zipper when they were still around that they were overpowered, which was untrue. They
were balanced.
They were tending, like, people were leaving the other factions to come to them because they were winning a lot.
Yeah, it's because they
had the better players, tended to migrate to them. So what they did was they took away a lot of the SVER's powers because they were trying to listen to the community that they were overpowered, which they weren't, and they kind of raped that section. And ever since then, the game just suffered because everybody left because Zipper trying to fix it actually ended up breaking the game. And everybody left.
I didn't know that about Mag, or I may have not remembered it, but that idea you have to attribute to Microsoft with PlanetSide way back when that came out. With the 3 sides, all of them having abilities like that, different colors, very similar naming style too, with the factions.
Well, they had SVR, they had I can't remember.
Well, when you said it out loud, that's like literally, I just thought PlanetSide.
Yeah.
So. Thank you. Also do PlanetSide 2 beta. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Go next question.
All right. Andrew Dillon asked, what game series should die in a hole?
What's up, Andrew?
What's up?
Hi. Sorry. His question was, what game series should die in a hole?
I got a few.
Go for it.
One we're going to talk a little bit.
I know what he's talking about. Right.
Resident Evil.
Can I throw a chair at him?
No, we need those.
We're running out of them.
Hey, go get the broken one and throw it at him.
I think...
Tony's top of the week would never happen then.
It's the closest you ever get to hearing me sing or jingle. It's just...
Boof. I don't know. Anybody else got some?
Fable. It was good while it lasted, if you want to think that.
The first 2 were good.
Yeah, and 3 was the...
It had parts that shined.
Yeah, and now you've got Heroes and that Connect one, and Peter Malamalulu is gone. Kill Fable.
Kill Fable.
Kill Fable.
Literally thinking, first thing that comes to mind, I want to see Call of Duty and Battlefield die. I should say more Call of Duty. I want Call of Duty to die. But I know that's not viable at all. So speaking more seriously, I'd have to say Gears of War.
Really?
I don't want
now
more.
You're going to get hit with a fucking chair.
I actually don't want more. I'm very happy where the story left off.
No, there's an entire
The problem is he's probably more right because I doubt that they'll do it right. If they make, I want more Gears, but I bet it's going to be stupid spin-offs and dumb shit because Microsoft they do like dragging IPs through the mud.
And I have to retract my statement from before
about killing me.
No, about Cliffy B. Okay, and the fate of Gears. And sure he's gone, but he was one out of
I understand
200 that made that game series what it is. He just happened to be
Oh, yeah.
the mouthpiece for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go into a Gears rant.
No, it's cool. I mean, I really would like to.
I think Mass Effect should die. Fuck that.
That's already confirmed for 4. But
Die.
Yeah. But I mean, literally, that's just one. For some reason, I'm happy where it ended. And I think I don't want to get to see. I don't want to see it dragged out. And I mean, we got Halo. Over after 3. Just kidding. I don't know. Halo.
Gotcha.
Halo, for some reason, I'm okay with keep going. But Gears, I think it was like the way it ended for me. I was fine with it being the last one.
I got one that I'm like 50-50 on, and that's actually probably going to surprise most of you. That's the Uncharted series. From what Mark was saying, he actually described my feelings about that series perfectly. If they come out with a 4, that's cool. I'll get it day one. I'll get super excited about it. You guys will probably hear that in the future because I doubt they're going to let that IP die. But if they never made another one again, 3 wrapped everything up so well that I'm okay with it. Like, they did such an amazing job. I hold it on such a high pedestal where 4 probably wouldn't do anything but make me care less or drag it out too much. It's just so perfect the way it is that it doesn't make a 4th game necessary. So if they made it, I'll be happy. But if they don't, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. I'm all right with that series dying.
You have good memories.
I have great memories, and I don't want them to be distorted.
How about you, sir?
I can't believe these words are about to come out of my mouth.
Do it. I know what you're going to say.
But I want Silent Hill to stop.
Yes.
I played the recent one, and it was not a Silent Hill game to me. It was just like, this really is boring. I beat it the first day I got it. I was not confused at all. It's not a Silent Hill game.
The combat, I just watched people playing it. It just looks so unappealing to me.
It wasn't survival horror.
Does it count if I pick an entire company that I want to die in a hole?
Sure, go for it.
NCSoft.
All right, now that no, cut that.
No. Do you want really quick?
All right, go for it.
Okay. Because I have a fellow COHer here that'll actually talk.
Hi.
Hey, Angry Andy is giving you the number 1 sign.
Fine. NCSoft did release a statement this past week and said, well, they've heard and acknowledged everything that the community has. They're still killing the game. They haven't found, quote unquote, anyone that is willing to purchase it from them, which is kind of weird considering Sony offered to buy it at one point, even if it was speculation was just to keep it closed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they basically came out and gave a half-assed excuse and told the community, well, fuck you, enjoy the game until November 31st? 31st?
Yeah, Sony. If Sony would have picked it up, I doubt they would have let it die. They might have put it down for a while, but Sony has a lot of those in the bank that people forget about.
And I mean,
SOE's got a ton.
There's been, and I mean, it's not hard to find on social media and things like that who's actually interested in the properties and things like that, especially when they're shuttering something like that. Mm-hmm. There's interest out there.
Even XCOM, a game that's coming up in the next couple weeks, that got put down for a long time. Mm-hmm. That was a Sony game. Then it went to PC for a while, but it went to bed. And now they're bringing it back.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout's another one. So before I get too far off topic and we steer too far away from the questions, your thoughts on the sunset of City of Heroes?
Has anyone thought of trying to do a Kickstarter to get the money to purchase it?
Yes. I brought it up a couple of weeks ago. The Titan Network, which is essentially like the number 1 City of Heroes community. Mm-hmm. The guy has money, the guy who runs it. He's got some financial backers, and NCSoft still hasn't, they won't name a price. They won't tell him how much. He's shown the emails, he's shown his financial standings and everything like that. And they haven't. He even said, shoot out a ridiculous price, just so that you give us a price. And
they won't give out a price because they know whatever price they put, because of the community, it will reach.
So, but yeah, your personal thoughts on, because you were on and off, and you had some experiences with us in there.
I had some good times in it. I had some bad times, specifically when you guys weren't online. To me, it didn't. I couldn't play the game solo. Just because of the classes that I liked playing, they weren't solo friendly a lot.
Mm-hmm. Support classes mostly.
Yes. So I felt kind of, when you guys went online, and the grouping for me for some reason was hard. People are probably laughing at me for saying that, but grouping for me was hard. And
generally,
I'm sad to see it.
Generally speaking, the group of people that we played with, Andy, Naz, a couple people that you guys didn't get the opportunity to play with. Some of them were first-time MMOs, and some of them were generally, I don't want to say antisocial, but more of soloers, essentially. So we kind of had the misfits, if you will, no offense, kind of banded together, and that's the group that we played. And I don't think, with exception of maybe one of the incarnate trials, that we actually ever failed anything that we couldn't go back and complete with our little group in one way, shape, or form. Whether it was switching out a character or switching out a build, there was never a time when, and I'm talking literally like a group of like 4 or 5 people being able to do just about anything that the game offered was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one more, if that's okay with everybody.
Shoot, sorry.
No, by all means, good
there.
sir. I think our little blue friend.
I'm getting an email.
Our little blue friend, Sonic the Hedgehog, needs to be put down for good. He is one of my favorite video game characters ever, and one of the most iconic video game characters, and probably the figurehead of the 90s in the video game world. But with the exception of Sonic Generations, they have not made a good one since the Genesis. Mm-hmm. And he just gets overused and abused and slapped onto everything because they know his name still sells. It's just got to be done. The way that he was designed to be put into video games doesn't really work too well in the modern 3D era. He's not violent enough. He doesn't sell enough. He can't draw.
He's not as popular as the only non-violent mascot that we really have, like Mario. I mean, hell, even Link, Metroid, you name them, those are violent.
Violence, yeah.
You know, Mario's the only other semi-PG, kid-friendly that I can think of off the top of my head.
And he might not have enough.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough selling power to compete with Mario.
Mm-hmm. Anymore, at least.
And the problem is he's not even going against Mario. They're both pretty much utilized through Nintendo in this day and era. I just let the guy die a respectable death before you make another 10 games in a row that all suck. And it's just like, and then nobody, like, the problem is kids that came up a little later that didn't even have a Genesis, that maybe started out on the 64, don't have fond memories of Sonic at all because you don't make any good games. They just remember this crap, this Sonic Colors and the Black Knight and all this fucking garbage that has come out recently, and that's what they think of when they think of Sonic. They don't remember the glory days that made him who he is.
The cartoon's still pretty kick-ass. Wow, we're really bringing the fucking mood down here, man. You're getting all emotional about Sonic.
So depressed.
I'm about to fucking cry about City of Heroes. Yeah. Adam's, openly weeping.
I just want to play World of Tanks.
Aside from that, I mean, there's a bunch of other IPs that probably could die, but they're not. You don't have to. What's?
Go ahead, Adam. What's up?
Nothing.
I was just making hints.
Because he said, when he said World of Tanks, it reminded me of something that I'm playing that I cannot speak of.
Are you in a beta, or?
Yes, I'm in a beta for a game I can't talk about.
Oh, I'm not in PlanetSide 2 beta. I didn't say that.
But it involves...
I totally didn't sign up to War Z.
It does happen, though, to involve certain mechanical monstrosities that walk on 2 legs.
I know what exactly he's talking about. But I'm not in PlanetSide.
So why don't you tell us then?
I'm not in a non-disclosure
Come on, it's a
for that game.
Exactly, it's a spoiler.
I am in a non-disclosure for that other thing that I'm not talking about. It's something about mechs and stuff.
Mechs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a great name for a game. Mechs and stuff. Maybe some hot dogs.
It sounds a tiny bit racist.
It does a little bit.
Mechs and stuff.
I went what Mexican stuff sounds
stuff.
Mexican
stuff.
All right.
All right. Next question.
Next question. Magnus asked, when playing a video game, what means more to you? Graphics, gameplay, or story?
Gameplay. I still have games that have no story but are still ridiculously fun to play.
Okay.
Rock Band. What's the story in Rock Band?
Take over the world.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dave Mirra BMX.
See.
Is that the one with the hookers?
What?
And Blackjack. Actually, forget Dear Mira.
I prefer graphics and gameplay over story because if I can find a game that is fun to play and looks beautiful and I can laugh my ass off, I could care two shits about the story.
Okay. You, sir.
I think all three are equally important depending on the game because I have great examples of all three where one excelled, where the other two have suffered, and they all proved to be very popular, very highly regarded games in their own right. And there you have it. If you want to talk about, like Mark said, where gameplay trumps all, you have to go back to anything pre-N64. Obviously, the graphics aren't anywhere close to what we have now, and the controls were notorious for being broken back then because you weren't allowed to patch games. But all those 2D side-scrollers are some of my fondest memories from video gaming as a whole. If you want to talk graphics, you can look at something like Skyrim on the PC, where there is no story. And the fucking controls are broken as shit. It's a terrible fucking story. And the controls are broken as shit, but it's so pretty, and you get so wrapped up in the environments that you kind of forgive everything and play onward. And what was the third one?
But even in Skyrim, there's
story.
some kind of story.
Story.
I look at my go-to with Uncharted. The gunplay. I said this many a times. If there's something wrong with that series, it's the gunplay. They never quite nailed it. That's the only. You're really like grasping at straws here, but that's the downfall of that series. And you look at how great that story is. That's why I play video games. Is for an experience like that. It's why I sit through 50 garbage games to get to an Uncharted. That's why I sit through another 50 to finally hit Spec Ops Line. I remember my Spec Ops review from a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, it's bad. It's broken. Everything, the gunplay's laughably terrible. But the story is what completely defines that game as a whole and makes me recommend it to you guys every week.
I think for me, I have to agree with Mark, and it's gameplay.
Yeah.
The reason that I say that is because I'm going to use it as an example again.
Minecraft?
No, City of Heroes. Okay, I played on a very, very outdated, broken computer, and the graphics that I was able to run looked like N64 graphics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that game, it has a story, but like any MMO, you're not really following the story. But in the scenarios where I'm playing with my friends, I'm able to kind of, in my own mind, kind of make my own story and play along through it, which is also with some of the old side-scrollers. You know, as a kid, you kind of, put your own spin on things, why you're doing it and why you're playing it. Graphics have never meant anything to me if the game has heart. And the heart of a game for me is not the story, it's the gameplay. Because I've always been able to make up for the lack of the other two with my own experiences while playing it. But now, if the game is got the greatest story ever and the best looking graphics, and I can't physically sit there and control it and manipulate the world, then I can't play it, and that's why I don't play Final Fantasy.
Yeah, to me, I think they're all really important, like I said.
Sure.
But if I had to, and I'm pretty sure we'll be universal about this, the least important is probably graphics.
I think it should be.
I mean,
there's so many people who will disagree with us just because, like, I want something pretty to look at. That's not the point. Games, like, yes, they can push the limits and make it look lifelike, but they should be worrying more about making a fun experience than making it look good.
I mean, Nintendo makes
look at Minecraft. That's like the best example.
Nintendo makes a career out of not even being close to the most technologically advanced. They're always way behind, but they sell a shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
And graphically, they're always inferior, or have been for the last 3 generations or so.
Yeah.
I think gameplay and story are really, really close.
Yeah.
Probably, I bet you guys are probably right that gameplay does trump story, but to me it's slightly, because to me the most memorable stuff, especially of this generation, because I feel this generation, the current PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360, don't have a lot to say. And in 20 years, when you look back, like we're looking back on the N64 now, I think the ones that you are going to remember were not for gameplay. They're going to be for story. The ones you're going to look back on are going to be the Gears of War trilogy. It's going to be the Halos. It's going to be the Uncharted's because of the story. That's what you're going to look back and remember. You're not going to remember that,
Well, right now we're
Gears of
back,
War 1 was a little broken when you were trying to jump into cover or not. You're not going to remember that Uncharted was a little graphically superior to something else. You're going to remember the experiences, the stories that you had in 20 years. And that's why I feel that that's a little bit more important, I think.
Do you think, because right now when I remember N64 games, I always remember gameplay. I don't remember, there really wasn't the story for the most part. But is it between the generations, do you think that's like one of the biggest changes is the ability to storytell?
I think it goes hand in hand with graphics. Because, like, for me personally, look, let's just use the N64 as an example. I look back, there's only 4 games I remember. I don't remember what they look like because
Too old.
Sometimes I will go back and put that shit in, and it's just like, ugh. Because you have it in your head, but you remember like GoldenEye. That's one of the most fondly remembered games from that generation.
Awful.
But the gameplay, like we're talking about, is atrocious.
It is. Go back to it. It's so bad.
The graphics are horrible.
God, yeah. Big screens, oh my God, they just get worse.
But you remember the story. You do. And it's the same thing. Like Mario 64, I got to hand it to it. It held its own. That game still looks good. It does. I don't know how fucking Miyamoto does it. That game, compared to everything else in the 64, it still looks good. The next closest would probably be the 2 Legend of Zeldas, but they still didn't age as well as Mario 64 did, and nobody in their right mind can dispute that.
Yeah.
But like I said, and that's it. Everything else was largely forgettable from the N64. It gets even harder when you go back, like, to, PS1. What the fuck do you remember?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember maybe a couple of the Final Fantasies or something like that stuck in your mind because of the story, not because of fucking gameplay or graphics.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm basing it, because I think in 20 years when we're on the PS5 and people look back at the PS3, you're not going to care about graphics or gameplay. The stories are what you're going to finally remember.
I can kind of agree with that. When I look back on the N64, though, like I had said, I always remember the gameplay. Story was not a big thing growing up to me. But as I'm older, for this generation, I might remember stories better than gameplay. I think I'll remember a little bit of both, at least, just because I know myself, though.
I think that's what it is. I think currently it's gameplay, but when you look back on stuff, it's always story. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Possibly.
I think. Like right now, what you're playing right now is always gameplay. Trumps everything. But in the future, when you look back...
So that's what N64, most games didn't do stories, so you might be right. Just I don't have enough basis, really, because most games didn't do
I still remember the GoldenEye campain very well. I remember the Zelda campaigns.
I remember
Mario
mode.
64 campaign.
I remember paintball mode was great.
I
Love paintball mode.
Slappers only, running around, no odd job rules because fucking cheater. I don't know.
No one play tested that enough. QA testers, odd job.
Oh yeah, no way.
No one could. Yeah, they suck.
Well, that was actually supposed to be a Super Nintendo game. Rare moved it over to the N64 and threw in multiplayer at the last second.
Good thing they did.
And Nintendo didn't want it.
Good thing they didn't listen.
But Rare threw that shit in there, snuck it in,
Good
if
job.
you will.
Good Microsoft company. Just kidding.
That makes
It sucks
avatars.
since they've been at Microsoft. Yeah.
Sweet. So that's our social media questions for the week.
Gmail!
You could always, catch us on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and
Twatters.
our email.
Twatters.
If you need any of those, then
We'll link them in the video.
Before we forget, quickly, we actually, I don't know, we didn't mention Blacklist yet, did we? We just did in jokingly.
Yeah, we touched on it.
If you guys got a chance, check out, we recorded our first ever episode of a secondary podcast that we called The Blacklist, where we cover everything non-video game related. This past episode, we actually talked, being in October and getting in the spirit of Halloween, we touched on horror movies and basically all things October-esque. So go ahead and give that.
Pumpkin beer.
We didn't bring up any
Pumpkin
pumpkins.
spice
I brought
coffee.
a pumpkin head.
Thank you.
Yes.
Pumpkin
So if you want that, we're actually going to post them with forward compatible, so they'll still be on that YouTube page. So go ahead and give that a like if you haven't. Subscribe, and yeah, it's got its own Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
The Blacklist Podcast. That's us.
Yeah. It's not going to be something that we're going to do every week, but pretty much when we have a topic to discuss, we'll throw those up. We've got a couple planned out.
Next topic is how awesome is Mark, I think? That's what it was.
Whole podcast to the awesomeness of Mark.
And then the follow-up is Tony Sucks.
Yeah.
.com.
I have a feeling both of those are going to have a lot of dead air.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
That's
You mean the second one? That's Tony Sucks. Wait, no, that's actually a lot easier.
That
After you say I'm great, what else can you say? I'm sexy. I'm great. I'm smart.
Sexy.
I have a surprisingly nice beard. I'll save this for that cast. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Don't blow your load now. Save it for the blacklist.
I'll have plenty of loads to blow.
So many jokes, so little time.
All right. So that brings us to the Ultimate Showdown.
Tournament time.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump into this week's tournament,
I'll do it.
Let's give everybody a quick recap here. We're gonna start with the hero bracket. We had Shepard versus Simon Belmont. Shepard. Which Simon Belmont beat out Shepard.
Bastard.
We had Marcus Phoenix versus Spyro.
Bender.
Bender. Marcus Phoenix won. Our matchup for today in the hero bracket is the first and not the first, but like the biggest video game mascot out there. Mario.
It's me.
Mario.
Of course, the Italian would do it.
Yeah, I know. Fucking Italians.
Versus Sly.
Guys.
Versus Sly Cooper.
They switched sides in the middle of a war. Damn Italians.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm calling it right now. Neither one of these get out of them. Whoever wins is not getting out next week. These are fucking two pussies. All right.
What was the second one?
Mario versus Sly Cooper.
Aside from flower power, where you can shoot an occasional,
Well, here now you're more, and don't take it as a negative. You're more of a Sony guy, currently.
Yeah, I fully admit it. I'm the biggest Sony fan this podcast has.
Do me a favor. Just like I asked last week, I don't have a lot of experience with Sly Cooper. Why don't you give me a little bit backstory?
I will be happy to let you know. Sly Cooper is the cutesy, artsy, fartsy. He's pretty much Sony's. These two match up perfectly well. He's Sony's attempt at battling Mario. He's what they made a little later on in life because they tried it with Crash Bandicoot. He kind of died off, and then they brought Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper's a raccoon thief. He has a question mark staff, I guess is the best way to call it, that he uses to melee on occasion. But aside from that, it's more about running around sneaking, and they're actually really cool games. It's breaking into joints undetected. It's going in through roofs and
Sam Fisher as a raccoon.
Yeah, it's not about you can run in and just like go to town and try to get in, like, but more of it, and the way you'll be what's the word, like score higher points and
stealth.
Yeah, is to take the stealth approach. He can defend himself. He's very nimble. He can get from rooftop to rooftop, sliding, gliding. Almost crazy how nimble and coordinated he is. But I mean, aside from that, he doesn't have that much offense. He's got a couple melee moves, and that's it. He doesn't shoot anything. He's not very good with his feet. He's not, or like kicking wise. I have nothing else.
He's got a hippo sidekick.
And a turtle.
He's got a hippo sidekick.
And a turtle.
But Mario jumps on turtles.
Why does that sound
He does.
All day.
Jumping
on turtles all day.
Now,
turtle hopping.
And that was coming from the Sony guy. From a Mario perspective, we all love him. Nobody wants to see him get kicked out in the first round.
I do.
But
I want to see his neck snapped. Sorry.
Aside from flower power, what does he do?
Mario can also turn into a raccoon.
He can also shoot water.
Raccoon versus Raccoon Showdown 4. Yes, there's been 3 before.
But doesn't that mean he can fly then?
Yeah. And a frog, which is kind of like a turtle.
You can also shoot water.
I really don't know. These are like the 2 saddest characters for this that we have.
He can shoot water. He's going to
I'm just
drown
thinking about
raccoon.
Sam Fisher.
Somebody give me what can Mario do? I don't know.
Well, Mario,
He can get star power and be
he-
really destructive for 30 seconds,
if
but
we're-
Sly Cooper will just sneak
if
around.
we're not counting power-ups, because we didn't count power-ups for Yoshi.
Okay.
So we have to go on natural ability. I would prefer to take the Mario from N64 on, where all of a sudden he becomes very nimble and can like slam his ass on the ground, and you know he's a little bit more acrobatic. So I would say on a agility level, they're pretty evenly matched between the raccoon and Mario.
Are you talking about just a Mario and a raccoon, or are you talking about the actual characters?
The actual characters.
The actual, no way. Sly Cooper's got him by a mile.
Really?
Yeah, he glides. The way that the game, I know you said you haven't played him. Maybe I'm explaining it bad. There's picture like a clothesline that he just runs across. He's like that nimble and agile.
I've seen Mario walk some wires in Super
Tightrope
Mario
in it?
64.
Yeah, but he's always like, whoa!
This is coming from the
Sly Cooper
Italian.
never does that.
That was not Mario's fault. That was the shitty analog stick that Nintendo.
I'm just saying, and then he starts looking like he's gonna fall. Sly Cooper never does that shit.
Okay. Do we need any more explanation here? Are we ready to vote on this one?
Has anybody else played Sly? I mean, I feel like he's getting a little.
did too.
He's
My ex
getting,
did.
I wish I could talk him up. There's nothing to talk up. It's not that kind of game.
Let's start it off with our guest here. Mario or Sly Cooper? What's your choice?
Actually, since you haven't listened to us recently, we'll just say the actual rules and a refresher for everybody. It's
Sure.
not like
To the death.
It's like picture this being Mortal Kombat, and they're here and here, who'd win?
Yeah.
Not like, you know what I mean?
And they don't get power-ups.
No. Baseline abilities, because that's what we established for Yoshi.
Can there be a tie?
No.
It's
No,
like, I'm
no.
okay with you living.
No, it's got to be one or the other.
Well, power ups is a ish.
Because I don't
term.
I don't feel like Mario could hit.
Anything.
He would
Sly
just
Cooper.
jump on him.
Problem too.
Just like, I'm
'Cause-
sorry.
Dude, he's got a triple backflip.
Ooh.
Mario.
Woohoo!
I feel
was
like
doing the-
Sly would just be spending most
I
of the
thought you
time
said
on-
who at
No, I was
first.
going. Woo.
Mario needs his
Woohoo!
pets.
And
You
I
can
feel
run
like
over the
Sly
squirrel.
Cooper
or-
wouldn't be able to hit Mario the whole time because Mario would be trying to hit him, and they'd be all dodging each other.
It'd be a pussyfooting around. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think in the end, I think it would have to be Sly Cooper, because Japanese people like to kill their characters.
What? Sly Cooper is American.
Exactly.
America.
Americans don't kill their characters.
America.
Fuck you.
Americans don't kill their characters. Japanese do.
Mark.
I'm going with Sly. Because I'm looking at this as he's Sam Fisher.
He's totally not Sam Fisher.
Do we put...
Huh?
do we-
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
I was about to
are you on the fence,
be
sir,
quiet.
or are you decided?
I'll go first. Just giving Mario a little love. I'm gonna go with him.
I'm also going with Mario, which breaks down as a tie. So what we're gonna do, okay, is I'm gonna send a quick
Outsource
email
this?
to Angry Andy, and he's gonna be the deciding factor.
I also want to, while he's sending this email, I do want to throw it in there. I think I mentioned it slightly earlier. I don't think either one of these is going very far, so it doesn't
No,
really.
they're out next round.
It doesn't really matter, and I don't care. I'm not going to get upset either way. I really don't care.
Angry Andy.
I think they're going to get stomped on.
Angry Andy, I need to see a number 1 for Mario and a number 2 for Sly Cooper. Your choice. Your choice,
Do
sir.
do 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 do.
That's copyrighted. We don't want to get kicked off again.
It's
copyrighted.
Don't give a fuck.
Llama, 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 llama,
That's
llama.
also I think might be copyrighted.
He's going with Mario.
Yeah, all right.
Gives it
I'm
to
not-
Mario.
Woohoo!
Ow.
Gonna get
actually-
chainsawed by Marcus Phoenix
I'm
next
actually
round.
pretty sure that Sly would kick his ass, though.
Probably.
I was just trying to give Mario a little love.
Mario advances.
He didn't
Mario
need it.
wins.
That Italian getting action from Princess Peach all the damn time. That's why she has to
Okay.
run away.
We are on to the villain bracket. As a quick refresher, okay.
Wins.
He wins all.
Actually, I do have someone who would beat him, but
As a quick refresher, we had
King Ferdinand and Queen Elizabeth.
A woman?
Yeah, I'll get into it later. It's not a good podcast
Okay.
topic.
We had Bowser versus Dracula, with Dracula advancing. We had Darth Vader.
Dun, 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 dun,
It's copyrighted. It's copyrighted.
We're doing different pitches.
Wait. No, you have to remix it. You got to throw some wub in there. Okay. Versus. That's copyrighted. It's static.
There you go.
Darth Vader versus John Henry Eden from
John
Fallout.
Henry, he almost won.
He almost won.
Almost did.
That was a good debate.
That was a really
we
good one,
almost
actually.
fought like cats.
Yeah.
With Darth Vader winning. Okay, so that brings us to our next matchup, which is very similar to the last one. I hinted at it last week.
Oh, no.
It was Brains versus Brawn.
Oh, no.
Okay, which I, again, feel that Darth Vader would be Brawn. He wasn't
Yes.
intelligent.
No, he's dumbass.
Goro from Mortal Kombat versus GLaDOS. Ooh, and it's
Does anybody need? Okay, I could. If you want to take, who wants to take Glad? I'll take Goro.
wanna
Like
take GLaDOS?
as explaining to people who may have never played him.
Okay.
If you want to take, okay, Goro. He's actually the older brotder of. There's actually two of them. There's also Kintaro, which was I think the younger
Oh, yeah,
brother
he had his
who
own
got
TV show, right? Little hamster guy? There you go.
who got,
I knew it. I'm so
who got
happy.
introduced in Mortal Kombat 2, but Goro was from the first one, so we elected to go with him. He's a monstrosity of a creature. He actually has 4 arms. I think it's 3 fingers apiece each
Yeah.
hand. He doesn't do much except he's just huge and brutal.
Just think of Tony.
He he really doesn't have any like melee weapons or anything to like shoot at you.
Well,
or,
actually, he was able
had like a fireball,
to shoot
right?
like a little fireball thing.
Yeah.
It looked like a booger.
Yeah. But he doesn't have like a
man.
sword or an axe or a hammer. So there's no like melee weapon. He is ridiculously big. He's got that little ponytail.
Yeah, that sweet little ponytail and a fucking Tarzan flap.
Yeah, we elected to go with him because he was the original, but I think Kintaro would even kick his ass.
Is that like the cat one?
Yeah. Okay. Who could shoot fireballs? Why
Fireball.
cat shoot fireballs?
So if you want to give us a little...
GLaDOS.
GLaDOS is the main villain of Portal and is one clever motherfucker.
I thought her name was
And
Gladys.
GLaDOS. It's
That's
with
why
an
the
OS.
D is accentuated. when
Yeah.
you spell it out.
Yeah.
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 It's like uppercase, lower, upper, lower.
If you played Portal, you know, but for those of you who haven't, literally, she tricks you all the freaking time, and sometimes, like, even as the player, you don't expect it.
She's tricksy.
She is very tricksy,
And she can sing.
and she can sing,
And tricksy.
and send turrets at you,
And
and
cake.
poison gas you. Wins.
Any arguing points?
What you got?
Goro is quite the like character, but to me, he's not even like the scariest villain within his own game. What's his face? Shang Tsung, right?
Tsung.
To me is even more badass than him. And like I said, I still think I get why we threw him in there. He's the original. He is a very scary specimen.
He was the reason that I chose Goro. Because he was the first in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And in Mortal Kombat itself, you had very
6 characters.
6 characters, very natural-looking characters, human beings. Granted, we found out a little bit later there were some special circumstances, but he was the unnatural character.
He was the
in this.
mutant.
Exactly, and anybody that went back and played the original fucking Mortal Kombat, he was
He was a bitch to get past.
he was harder than Shang Tsung.
Yeah, he was hard. When you beat him, you pretty much took the game down.
Yeah. Which kind of set the standard for fighting games where the sub-boss was harder than the final boss.
Yeah.
And then Mortal Kombat 3 went and fucked it up because Shao Kahn was a cocksucker. Shoulder blocking bastard.
I really don't know. Like it's clear that GLaDOS would outsmart Goro. This is not even like debatable.
No.
Goro's a big dumb animal. He's just a
get
pile of muscle.
He'd get poison gas in like the first 10 seconds. Literally, just draw him into a room. She could be the potato form of GLaDOS and still kick his ass.
I would just like to see Goro stuck in some of the rooms.
Oh God.
He'd just
This
be
is
like
the
a
first
big
test.
dumb. He'd just be like a big dumb ape and smash through the glass and stuff.
Yeah, probably just punch through it.
And then I'm just slipping on gel and shit.
Yeah, slip on gel.
His arms flailing. I think
Just for how stupid he is, I'm gonna have to give my vote to GLaDOS.
Okay.
Because literally, even as a player, I did not see tricks and stuff.
For me, again, I'm actually gonna go with Goro, and I'll explain why. Again, we're not placing Goro in Gladys's perfect universe where she has these specific rooms set up for her to trick him. Yeah, she could probably do that, but if we're going back to what we organized as the actual fight scene, I think he'd walk over and just beat the fucking piss out of her.
See, that's like the only thing with that is like because I thought about that is literally GLaDOS like the entire time. Why wouldn't you just kill GLaDOS? Because every time you picked up GLaDOS or had the chance of killing her, she either survived or she talked you out of it, where you were it was the only way to survive yourself, basically.
Yeah, she tricks you into
Yeah.
before I give my vote, sir, would you like to chime in? GLaDOS versus
Kinda
Goro.
torn. I feel Goro would probably win because he's probably too stupid to fall for GLaDOS's tricks.
We don't even know if he speaks like English,
Well,
where she could communicate.
I
to
mean,
him.
She's a computer.
later on we find out that he does and shit.
In the movie.
I feel that
In the game.
his
He's
intelligence
a prince.
might not be high enough to actually even fall for any of her stuff, because you do need a certain degree of intelligence to be tricked. If you're putting him as a big dumb animal,
That's really what he
You
is.
can't sometimes trick an animal with some tricks that GLaDOS used on her test subjects. So I'd have to go with Goro, sadly.
Okay.
Please don't kill me.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying, and I lost the fight with
Sounds like
Darth
it's going
Vader
here.
versus John Henry Eden.
Sounds like it's
and
going
in
here.
a scenario like this, again, where if I think a decrepit old man who can transform into other people, can manipulate and control him, and keep him locked in a fucking dungeon, okay? The dude couldn't even do a fatality, okay? He couldn't.
It's true.
I have to go with GLaDOS. I have to go with GLaDOS.
For the second straight time, we have to go to our correspondent. So we'll have.
All right,
We need
Jet
a
Long distance call.
number 1 for Goro, a number 2 for GLaDOS. Who would win?
What kind of weapons does GLaDOS have?
Her intelligence,
Trickery.
Turrets,
some gases,
poison gas.
those stupid little electric balls.
Yeah, electric ball. I forgot about those.
Goro has, the ability to pick you up
Fists.
and punch you.
Ridiculous.
Um,
More or less
str-
thinking,
Huh?
despite how much brawn he has, would it be enough to overwhelm him in the end, rather than him just punching brick wall after brick wall after brick wall? like
You'd
Hulk?
run out of energy at some point. If that's the route that you were going, she'd be able to tire him out. That's just my opinion on it.
You can control wall tiles.
Based on that, I'd have to go with GLaDOS.
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 1 from 1 today.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's bad for fantasy football.
So, see, now I don't feel so bad because, yeah, it's going to be good.
no, it's not.
Yeah, he's looking at next
It's going to be the
week's.
exact same argument I had last
Here we
time.
go again.
There's no way.
Here we go again.
Who is it?
It's going to be
Did you vote? See, that's kind of like shitty though. Did you vote for GLaDOS just to have her go against Vader later?
No, I didn't even think until I looked at the tournament bracket. I swear.
It's going to be the exact same argument. There's no way I'm
Tune in.
shitting.
Except
Few weeks.
I know more about GLaDOS and I'll be able to defend.
But see, that's the other thing that was.
You're jumping ahead. We're into the sidekick
No,
bracket now.
I'm not
I
jumping
love
ahead.
sidekicks.
That's
They
the-
flip.
That's the thing. You've had like a personal vendetta against him since the beginning.
No.
Vader?
He didn't even want him in the tournament.
No,
and I'm
I
like, how do you not include Vader?
Yeah.
He didn't even know who this other character was and picked his side over Vader.
John Henry.
That's
Eden.
messed up.
Yeah.
Villain from Fallout.
You like didn't even know who he was, and you're like, oh, I got his back.
No,
That's
no,
messed
no,
up,
no,
dude.
no. Because I listened to the debate, okay, and I listened to.
Oh, we'll get
how
into it
Mark-
next week. That's fine.
I'm
That's
just
fine.
saying. I'm
got
gonna
faith in
I'm going to
Vader.
take a second. I'm going to justify my actions from last week. Okay, I listened to what Mark told me about him. Okay, and I took everything into account. I did.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Vader's got
Vader
nothing.
versus Darth Maul.
Vader's got nothing to fear.
Darth
Okay.
Malak, actually, that's what I meant.
So we're into the sidekick bracket, and as a quick recap, we had Tails versus Diddy Kong, with Diddy Kong beating out Tails. Why?
Diddy did it.
Diddy did it.
Diddy did it. Then last week we had Clank versus Yoshi. This week we have Daxter versus the Darkling from the Darkness. Go ahead.
This is the reverse of what you guys were talking about. Daxter is the intelligent one, while the Darkling is a fucking moron. Also, from what they really are.
The Darklings from the Darkness?
Yeah.
Is that like the people on your arms, or are they the...
No, the little guys.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking... Okay.
The problem is they seem to have power in numbers, and we're not putting 10 Darklings against Daxter. We're putting 1-on-1. And if you take that power away, and if we're going off brains versus brawn, it's to me it's clearly Daxter. Daxter doesn't have very much offense because he rides on the back of Jack. Jack's a fucking badass. He'd pummel a Darkling. But if it's strictly Daxter versus the Darkling, I think it'd be ridiculously close. It's like I said, the Darklings have power in numbers. And if it's 1-on-1...
Not really much of a match.
Well, let me ask you.
I think Daxter would outsmart him.
Let me ask you.
Since it's so close physically.
Daxter had his own game.
He did.
What did he fight in his own game?
A lot of small, creepy things like Darklings.
Okay.
Not as vicious
Sure.
because Dexter's a more child-oriented game.
I remember the cover, and I flipped it over, and there was like bug things. I figured I'd ask because I know that you had played.
Smaller, very small things. Dexter's actually a human. He fell into the dark eco in the first game, and that transformed him into his current form.
Into a ferret?
Something like that. He's not exactly a ferret, but yeah. And then at the end of the game, they had to choose to either save the town or bring Daxter back to his human form. And of course, they chose to save the town. Spoilers. Sorry, it's a game from 2001, so whatever.
Hate mail.
But hate mail, send it in. But whatchamacallit. So he's actually human-like intelligence. If that helps.
So since we didn't stick strictly to Darth Vader in video game form, we used him in the general media.
Yeah.
Okay. Darklings come from the Darkness, which previous to being a video game was a comic book.
Okay.
Darklings are actually fairly intelligent creatures. If you've ever played Darkness 2, as you're playing as Jackie, you can actually see through the eyes of the Darkling and talk to them. Which is one of their abilities, as to they have a psychic link with him, and with the Darkness itself. They also come in a couple different forms. The one that I chose to put the picture up of was one with a cat hat. Literally,
that
has
was a cool pack.
Skin hat.
It's a very cool pack.
Yeah. They are absolutely brutal, evil little creatures. Literally take. What was the intelligent gremlin in Gremlin 2?
I don't remember.
The one with the teeth?
It wasn't Spike. Obviously, Spike was in the first one.
I don't remember.
They're on the caliber of him. So they're smart and they have British accents. So taking.
I don't think they have a human-like intelligence, though. I don't think they're on that par.
Yes and no. They also have the ability to use human tools, guns, and things like that.
And wear their clothing.
Yeah. This is... I agree with you. It's an extremely close tie. I do know a little bit about Daxter. He's presented as kind of that off-the-wall, crazy sidekick character. There's more heart to him than what there is.
What he does is he gives personality to Jack, because Jack is like a stone. And Daxter's hysterical.
Yeah.
He's the one that makes those games so funny as you're playing through. He makes the cutscenes entertaining.
The real way that I see this playing out is Daxter cracking jokes and laughing the Darklings into defeat. To be honest,
he also. The thing is, both of them are going to be very physical. There's not very much like.
There's no finesse there.
Yeah. Let's. Anybody have any questions about either of them? I don't know. Let's have it.
Any other arguments here?
No.
All right.
I know this.
Well, can Daxter see in the dark?
Yeah.
You can? Oh, okay. It is tied.
He's also he can control Dark Ego, which I forgot, but I don't know if that's in the realm of. It's a gray area if that's a power up or not.
The Darklings can see in the dark. They don't like light, just like
Yeah.
the tentacles themselves.
So it's kind of like with Daxter because they can call on Eco,
Okay.
and Eco is the thing in the Jack and Daxter universe that basically powers everything. Now there's good Eco, there's dark Eco, there's yellow Eco, which is kind of like star power for Mario. He can summon whatever he wants. The dark Eco, there's also electrical Eco. They can actually like shoot like almost Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Sounds like Pokemon.
But I don't know if that's. I didn't want to bring any of this up because I don't know if those are power ups or not. It's a gray
All right, it's
area.
Yeah. Okay. We ready then?
Yeah.
Adam?
I feel like the Darkling would win.
Okay.
Just because
The Darkling is far more brutal, but I'm
Yes.
still kind of on the fence
it's
here.
very what you just said, brutal and vicious. I feel if Jack or Dexter was making jokes, it would probably laugh at it and then eat it for dinner and make a little hat.
I'll,
You could make a Daxter hat.
I'll tie it up right away. I'm gonna go with my boy Daxter. I think he's way smarter because, like I said, he's a human. I think he can outthink it, and not to mention they're similar in size, and he's not like a total pushover. And like I said, he can call on those powers, and he's got quite a bit going for him. I'm gonna go with Daxter.
I'm also going with Daxter.
God damn it. We're at a tie again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with the Darkling just because, again, I understand it's not a fight to the death, but I do feel that the Darkling is more barbaric and
I mean, it's I can see both
Barbaric
sides.
doesn't necessarily equate to a
no,
victory.
I understand, but more vicious and
Aggression.
more intense.
That's why it
than
is
Daxter.
kind of even-ish.
All right, sir. It's kind of like the Andy picked the whole bracket Today Show.
Yeah.
All right, 1 for Daxter, 2 for Darkling.
3 for dragons.
Because you said something. He's still human, meaning he would be susceptible to fear. If the thing is actually gruesome as shit, he could buy.
Yeah, but you also got to be in the dark, or it wouldn't even work. This is like so, like it's got to be dark out.
Okay, but we played that with Dracula too.
With the castle.
Yeah, we were like, okay, well,
But I'm the one that brought that up. I'm like, where are they fighting? And you guys are the ones that said they'd have to be in a castle.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I was
it's 'cause it was
trying.
Bowser.
No, I was trying to defend Bowser at that point. I'm the one that brought that up. I'm like, if they're fighting outside, Dracula's fucked. So I think we have to revisit that.
Well, the only way to fight a Darkling would have to be in the dark or somewhere near darkness because I don't think they come out during the day.
Jack and Daxter can do, or they can go in both.
Why would they be fighting?
Well, that means it would have to be in the dark, though, because they wouldn't come out to fight in that regard.
And
I mean, I voted for Daxter.
Isn't
It's
that
a
isn't that a
subway.
big against him though?
We'll go with it's in a subway. Darkness and light. They bounce around.
you have an opportunity to rectify this come the next round.
Rectify what?
The Darkling.
Either way, Clank's kicking both their ass.
That's
I don't
what-
care.
see,
I know
that's-
he's fighting Clank,
Yeah.
and Clank's gonna beat the shit.
So that's-
he's gonna beat the shit out of either one of these.
That's-
I'm just trying to give Daxter his fair share.
Sure, but I mean, you still have somebody going here. You got Clank.
I'm not worried. Clank's gonna fucking stop. Well, are we going? Did that sway anybody? The fact that they'd have to be in the dark.
I understand.
That Jack
yeah.
would have, or Daxter would have to come over to his fucking turf to fight, because this is ultimately, that's why I don't want to side with the Darklings right now, because this is ultimately going to be Dracula's downfall. Is he only won because they both equated to a castle, where that's not always going to work. We can't, when Dracula comes up next week or in the next couple weeks, we can't be like, oh well, we have to fight at night or else Dracula can't fight. That's some bullshit. We can't have to go on one
Yeah,
guy's
I know what you mean.
terms.
Yeah.
You got to be able to fight
I
whenever.
don't think we thought about this when we first, threw it together.
We got to fight anywhere, whenever, and wherever. And if the Darklings can only fight
Because now
half,
it'd be
I'm
like,
finding out right now.
if they can only fight half the time, that's, I don't know.
because then it would be a 50-50 battle. It'd be, Daxter wins in light, Darklings win in dark. Then what else do you do? afternoon, or I mean, dawn.
Do we have to fight at dusk?
Yeah, right. So
Under the shade
I'm looking
palm
for.
tree?
for
some
for this
confirmation
episode,
here.
for at least this one, make your arguments because this is one of those ones where we may go back and forth on. Just
This sounds like a teeter-totter one.
yeah, argue it on the YouTubes. We'll read them all. Maybe we'll change it next week if anything.
I'm doing a quick Google search to try to find out.
Okay. Aside from that, we can move on to boo-doo-boo-boo. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Tony's topic of the week. Yeah. So we brought on Adam, all special, because Jason recently felt outnumbered about he was crying in the corner, rocking back and forth about the Resident Evil bashing that has been going on, courtesy of me and Mark. And now that Resident Evil 6 came out, we brought out one of the other Resident Evil fanboys onto the show, Adam.
Hi.
Hi. I decided, I guess, to do something we haven't done in a long time, and that was break down a franchise as a whole. I know in the past we've done it with Zelda as well as Halo. Those are the only two we did, where we went really, really in depth on the series as a whole. Because we're not exactly just talking Resident Evil 6, even though it will come up.
Yeah, I don't think we did one for Gears or anything like that.
Yeah, we really haven't. Where we did like favorite games, all that whatnots. So, I don't know if you guys want to get anything off your chest. I know you've been playing Resident Evil 6. You could just free flow right now. Just go ahead and
balling it.
Just free balling it. Just free ball. If you wanted to say anything,
Right off the bat, I want to say that Resident Evil 6 is not a traditional Resident Evil game.
yeah, they haven't been traditional in a long time, and that's one of my
they
one of my pet peeves with the series as of late. But go ahead.
It's more action-y packed, and there I got a chance to actually last week to play with Angry Andy.
Yes.
Resident Evil.
Stop slapping the table.
You're worse than the Italians.
Jesus.
Got to play with Angry Andy, and there were some moments that we personally enjoyed, and we're just kind of like, what the hell just happened? How the hell did we just survive that? And that was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Now, my main thing with Resident Evil 6 is one of the reviewers brought it up that I was doing, because I did the demo, and Resident Evil 6, like, this is a review that got 4.5 out of 10, and, like, the biggest thing is, like, they try to do that. They try to make it into an action horror movie, but it fights you the whole time because of the cutscenes and the ridiculous button, like, like the quick time events. It's ridiculous the amount of times you have to go into quick time events in this game, in Resident Evil 6 specifically, that it just fights you the whole time.
Aside from me, from gameplay and controls being ridiculously outdated from the series as a whole, it's like he said, and I read that same review too, and he made a brilliant point about the last couple games, 5 and 6. Mm-hmm. They take away, they're straying from what made Resident Evil so great back in the day, and that's like the feeling of like hopelessness, that like being desolate and being like it seems to. Nothing matters. There's overcrowding and everything. I don't know. It's just,
you don't get that kind of desperateness until the higher levels. Because I did it on 5, and then you just feel like you're just outnumbered, overpowered, even on hard difficulty.
I only got to sense that one time in the entire Resident Evil 5 campaign.
I didn't at all until I got to Wesker.
Really quick, just to reel it back for 30 seconds.
Oh, did you Google it?
Yeah. They prefer dark areas, but it does not say that they are inhibited by light at all.
Okay.
So,
rock on.
Yeah, I just want to answer that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would agree that when Resident Evil launched in '96,
PS1.
yeah, '96. Sounds about right. And I'm not gonna count the side series because.
Oh, I'm bringing it in there.
Well, I'm talking right now.
You're talking just the 6. Okay.
Yeah, right now. Okay. When the first one, yes, it was very atmospheric and mood setting, and also ridiculously boring. Okay, and I mean that as a fan. Okay, there was gaps in the gameplay where, like, when you're trying to find the fucking jewels for the tiger eyes, that took like 45 minutes and nothing's going on. Nothing. No, not so much as a zombie in sight. You may see a crow fly by the window. Okay, so. In the beginning, for me, there was a lack of action, even though I still get the sense of dread and the single zombie can kill you and everything like that. But with current times, the way that the zombie genre and things like that have evolved, you have to grow. You have to move forward a bit. Now, is it necessarily the right direction? I don't know. But I do kind of get where they are going with it, too. I don't like that they've taken it in that Parasite Eve turn, where, like, there's fucking giant caterpillars busting out of your head. I would have preferred to stay with traditional zombies.
Just shudder from that.
Which they've now brought back into 6. But you have two different sides of the spectrum. 1, 2, and 3, very puzzle heavy, which is okay. But there's large gaps between that suspense, and I understand the build-up. I know how that works. That goes back to what we were talking about on Blacklist with building up, your difference between your suspense and your slasher.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like this for me now. It's not the same games that they used to be.
You brought up some great points. I think that like some of the older games, like what you were saying about like evolving. I feel that the series has been at a standstill. And while I'm a traditionalist, where I like stuff to say as close as possible to what made the series what the series is, you do have to sort of come along with the times. You can't stay stuck on 10-year-old control schemes because they don't work anymore. You know what I mean? You have to upgrade with what it is that you're doing, and I think Resident Evil hasn't done that in a long, long time. Anybody else got some initial crap they wanted to throw in before I hit some bullet points?
Crap on the Resident Evil series, or just kind of in general on the...
How you feel? Did you enjoy them ever?
I did enjoy 5. I really did. I did 4. 4 was it was so hard for me at the time when it came out. I was littler. I didn't have as much skill. I really did enjoy 5. I played it co-op the entire time though, so it was a great co-op game for me.
Yeah. I had a good time playing it. I played it with Andy. It was fun. It just wasn't a very good Resident Evil game.
In 6, I did not like the update. I could not get into the controls for some reason. The speed of it, I guess. And speaking of series who have also lost their way, in my opinion, I really do feel that way about like Call of Duty and Battlefield in that regard as well. Just to throw them in of games who've kind of lost their way from the original.
Yeah. Like with Resident Evil 5, the minuscule amounts of enjoyment I got out of it was because I was playing it with Andy and we were having a good time hanging out over Xbox Live.
Yeah.
If I had to play that game solo, that game is not good. It's not. I don't know.
See, now, for that point, though... Oh, God, I'm going to get so much shit for it. Two things, and I'm going to talk about one of my current favorite series, Gears of War. Okay, they're changing into a drastic... It may not seem like it, but Judgment control style is more geared towards a first-person shooter now. Okay, with a quick weapon swap. Okay. And Gears by yourself... Playing the story sucks.
See, I disagree. I like the Gears of War story. I can play those all day by myself, and I've done it.
I can't.
I don't know, and I can't speak too much on behalf of Judgment because none of us have played it yet.
Sure,
And
I'm basing it on
we're going off
what they've told us.
Yeah,
so
what
far.
we've read so far. So
that game did turn into. I can see kind of your point with the Gears of War. It did turn into a big play with your friends kind of thing, but that's also how it evolved from the first ones was people playing as well. That's why I went to 4-player.
But yeah, there's a lot of game series out there that like Gears, instead of giving you a player or instead of playing co-op, you're stuck with like a half dumb AI.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, Gears of War.
I didn't think Gears 1 was that bad though. Like it was.
Dom was a fucking idiot in Gears 1. He went down every 5 fucking minutes.
You sure that was just me playing it?
Yeah, because we watched you run off and die and we laughed. And I'm sure I'm missing 1 or 2 games that where you were stuck with a
brain dead
stupid AI. Yeah,
I guess
I mentioned Ari.
I guess my main thing with Resident Evil is it seems like it's going the way of the movies. Okay, they were good at a time, and Resident Evil is such a highly respected franchise. It's not many IPs date as far back as what you were saying, 95 or 96.
It's like 96, yeah.
Not too many IPs are around. When you think modern day stuff, aside from the Nintendo characters and a couple others like Final Fantasy and a few others that were born on the PS1 as well, nothing's around in force like Resident Evil is. That shit's fucking almost 2 decades old. That's crazy for the video game world. And it just seems like they ran out of steam and they're just throwing crap out to make money off the name as opposed to creating an actual good game.
See, now, for maybe 5, I would agree with you.
City.
Again, I'm trying to, right now, until we bring into the spin-offs, I'm trying to focus on the main titles here. 5, I would agree with. It was no longer a survival horror game. It was an action sci-fi game. 4 delved into that a little bit. You still had that sense of dread in the regards of that your stupid AI couldn't do anything. You have to carry her through part of the game. Okay?
Yeah, that was
and then you
bad.
hide her in a fucking garbage can.
Leon's also a way cooler character.
No. That's a debate for another time, though. Okay. We don't... what are we at now? We're at...
220.
Okay.
I know. This has to be a really short topic.
We don't have time to debate Leon versus Chris Redfield.
Okay.
Shit, where was I going with it? The thing is, though, is they're attempting... Maybe not... Again, I've only played the demo. Maybe not successfully, but they're attempting to reel back to what they were in some regards. You know, when you go kind of way out into left field like they have, it's kind of hard to come back to what you're at now.
Yeah.
They're bringing back the zombies. Leon's campaign is very much so more suspenseful. I know it's got the action sequences and everything, but that's where you got the corpse laying on the floor and you walk by it and it'll grab your foot and shit like that. They've always had the retarded monsters in it, the hunters, the lickers. Look at the stupid names they had for the things. Okay. So, again, you know, I think they've seen the error in their ways, but they still have to kind of follow the trend that they're on to try to make some semblance of this whole fucking story that they've gotten way out of control with.
Well, I followed the story perfectly. It's evolving with the generations and the times. It started with a company way back in 1996 doing these experiments that got out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's gone all the way to the global level. You can't have a survival horror game at a global level without it being action-packed. Because first one is in a mansion. You're by yourself. You know, you got like 3 other teammates with you that are going around. Now you're out in the world where it's, you know, in Africa, in New York.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they went to Raccoon and then it went bigger, you know.
You have to go bigger.
Yeah, you can't keep in these isolated locations like the Antarctic, like Code Veronica.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie.
No, fuck the movie, man. The movie don't count. I'd rather count the books than the movie.
That's true.
I don't know. Here's my thing. Like, here's what truly bothers me about Resident Evil. Unless somebody says something else that makes me think of something, this is about all I have to say, okay? Resident Evil as a whole, okay? The time it came, there's so much better games out. The story that has come out is terrible. It's not good. They're not entertaining. I'm sorry if that offends anyone. I really do mean that because I know you guys are fans of the game. They're not good. It's a terrible, delusional. It doesn't make any sense. They grasp at bullshit to try to fill in these huge holes, and it doesn't tie in very well. And when you have your $60 and it's just like, oh, let's keep going back to the same thing or try to experience something new that actually makes sense, because they're still trying to tell these same bullshit whole plot stories that they were able to get away with on the PS1 because the PS1, people didn't expect anything out of it yet. But with these huge AAA blockbuster games that come out now that do make sense and the stories culminate in something truly emotional that brings you on this ride, why the fuck would you revert back to Resident Evil? That's what I have to say. They're not that good. They're one of the most overrated franchises in history.
I have to agree with that. Like, the older horror games like that and I think you had brought up a Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. Silent Hill, both of those have strayed so far, and then the games, I mean, just review-wise, just keep getting worse and worse. And I know, Splinter Cell was one of the first ones to bring this up, that they had to adapt or die. And I think that's what a lot of these companies are trying to, spice it up a little bit, and they're not working because they're either not pleasing the old fans with, old hardcore when they keep it traditional, and they're not really bringing in many new ones. Resident Evil 6, though, is selling well. Like,
it's selling a shitload.
No, it's selling a shitload.
Yeah.
It's just, when your reviews just get lower and lower over time, you're not doing it right.
And I completely agree that they need to go back to the drawing board and kind of really take some time and refocus on the series. But the same can be said, in my opinion, for a lot of your older franchises, okay? Here's another prime example of a AAA title that sells 100 million fucking copies and makes no goddamn sense at all. Metal Gear. Makes no fucking sense at all.
Also
Okay,
terrible.
I agree. There's 2 fucking protagonists, and that's another goddamn Konami game. That's Konami, not Capcom.
Yeah.
But sorry, excuse me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, also like those. I mean, Japanese franchises like
they do that.
Sure,
They do that.
Your Final Fantasies, they do that.
They just
and again,
shovelware on you.
it's also because they don't necessarily understand our culture. I know that's kind of a cop out and everything.
You should have figured it out by now.
I agree, but I still think that as a whole, they're not that bad. As the franchises go, I know there's been a lot of bullshit spin-offs, okay? And you see that with a lot of games. We touched base on Fable a little while ago, okay? The Call of Duties have had spin-offs.
They're still in a spin-off.
Battlefield has had spin-offs. I mean, everything...
Spin-off for like 4 years.
There's a lot of shit. The Gears of War fucking story makes sense, but doesn't make sense. Okay, so you mean...
I disagree, man. I feel like Gears of War does make more sense to me. It's not drawn out over...
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've read the in-between the lines. Okay, you're talking about you've got 3 games. The first game starts off with, dudes fighting fucking monsters coming out of the ground. Okay, you don't see anything of the Lambda until what? You're in the sewer or down in the caves for a split second, and it's like some glowy fucking booger shit that crawls up on a fucking locust. Okay, all of a sudden, in 2, then, now it's on a bigger scale, and guess what? Oh, it sounds kind of like Resident Evil, like what you mentioned. All of a sudden, in 3, it's on a global extinction level event.
That's like a ridiculous oversimplification.
I think...
I
I don't know.
understand.
Gears, I always felt it was like worldwide already, though.
Yeah, the war's been going on. I mean...
But you're still missing giant chunks of the story on it, too. Okay, you go from... Here's a prime example, and Resident Evil tries to give you too much information, where a game, for me, like Gears, unless you go out and buy all the books and all the other bullshit and everything, you're not getting enough information. Do you know what happened in the 18 months between the end of Gears of War 2 and the beginning of 3?
No.
There's a whole nother fucking story there, okay, about how the UIR, the Indies, and everything met up with them, and the Stranded, and the evolution of the fucking Lambda, because at the end of Gears 2, you've got Lambda drones and some wretches, and a Lambda Burmak at the end, and all of a sudden, now they're giant fucking stalks that shit out polyps. Yep. And you're like, where the fuck did these come from? This makes no sense.
Well, they have to come up with newer... I don't know. It's whatever. Gears of War wise, I don't know. I feel that
I'm using it as an example.
I know what you're saying. I think
another
it's
story that kind of takes it out of left field, which rightfully so was already there, but without filling in and reading between. Halo did a good job of filling in between the lines and kind of keeping the story structure.
Yeah, they also go back and making prequels and whatnot.
Exactly.
I think it's also. I mean, Gears of War is stretched out like you pointed out over 3 games. Resident Evil's got like 9. 8?
Probably more than that with spin-offs.
You know what I mean? Not to mention they have 3 movies plus a whole series of 4 movies, 5 movies, 4 plus the animated, and the story still makes no goddamn sense.
Again, I beg to differ. I could sit here on an entire 2-hour podcast and explain everything to you. It makes sense to me.
I, as a Resident Evil fan, do not like the Resident Evil movies once they started giving I think either it was at the end of the first one or the second one when they started giving the main character psychic powers.
It was end of 2.
Yeah,
I only think the first one was good. I did like the first one.
That's not Resident Evil to me. Resident Evil does not involve psychic powers.
Another story that makes absolutely no goddamn sense. They only make sense within the single story is The Legend of Zelda. Now you've got to go out and buy a $60 book to fucking put together the timeline and figure everything out and how this one branches off and it's got time travel.
See, that one to me's got an excuse though, and that is because when Zelda started, which keep in mind was 12 years before Resident Evil.
Sure.
At that time, nobody gave a shit. Nobody was expecting a story. There was already 7 or 8 Zeldas out before people started expecting a story. So then you have to go back and kind of be like, it's kind of like this, and you kind of fill in gaps, and you kind of throw some... Resident Evil didn't have that excuse. When that series started, people wanted shit to make sense. They didn't want crap to just be like, oh, we'll forgive you because you've been making these since the 80s.
Yeah, again, and see, I agree and I disagree, because as of the third Zelda game, okay...
Third chronologically or
third in
release-wise?
In our world,
yeah.
Okay, A Link to the Past had a story and had a history already that they were referencing back to and forward to and everything like that.
I also don't think that when they started making these games, they were going to anticipate it was going to go over the course of 20 some odd years where they had to think ahead, and like when they were making the fucking 8-bit games, they didn't have to worry. They weren't worried about what shit was going to look like today and how it was going to turn into Skyward Sword.
Understandable, and I mean, we don't know Capcom's mindset for that either. Back in '98, they didn't think it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. I mean, some of the game series when they start off with that new IP, that first game, like they don't know if it's going to go well.
It's just like fuck it, we're going to do it.
Yeah. I can understand that a little bit, but I don't. I'm not really complaining too much about the story. I mean, I don't know. Each one of them almost seems very standalone to me, except it's worse.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut it because we're at 2.5 hours. We gotta get out of here. Now,
Get the fuck out of my house.
I don't want this to be the end of this. What I would like to do, because I can't even speak on behalf of Resident Evil 6 yet, as I know you can't, and you can't fully yet.
No, I've only done the demo.
So what I'm thinking is we revisit this in a future episode once we've all had the chance to at least experience a little bit of Resident Evil 6. We can touch back on it and finish up the discussion. How's that?
I like a play date.
Yeah.
Rock on?
Play date.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I get him back on.
We can get him on as well. We were civil. That was pretty
It
civilized.
wasn't bad. It wasn't the Darth Vader slap fight.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
The mic
infamous now.
hasn't turned off yet.
No, it won't.
That's when
wait,
the
it
chair
was.
starts flying.
All right. Aside from that, this has been episode 35. Tune in next week, same time, same place.
Tony Chow.
Tony Chow.
Sup, bitches?